Yeah! Woo! Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you. Late night for Fletch. TD and I, we got our beauty rest.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hear at very least 66 point some percentage of the show bright-eyed and bushy-tailed here in the first hour. Fletch, how you doing after the Grand Canyon loss? You were on pre and post and half for the Aztecs basketball game last night. A loss, 79-73 was the final on the road for the Aztecs men's hoops team. Are you any worse for wear? Or are you feeling all right?
I feel fine. I'm artificially caffeinated, so I'm feeling better now.
Nice,
but It sucks that was a loss last night. Could have been a win. And it just stinks when you think about, because in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that bad of a loss. It'll be a quad one loss most likely by the end of the year. It is as of right now. But it just stinks that the Aztecs didn't play well.
Yeah.
And that's why they lost that game, because it's easily a game they should have won.
Yeah, it is a bummer. I mean, I don't know. So what does that do in the rankings? Are they now dropping out of the top 25?
Probably. So next week when the rankings come out on Monday, I would imagine they'll be around 27, 28. Now, this doesn't kill you because, like I said, it is a quad one loss. So it's a home loss or it's a road loss against a top 70 team in the net rankings. Obviously, Grand Canyon going to be shooting up the net rankings after that one last night. So San Diego State, it's not going to be some dramatic fall in any of the metrics, offensive, defensive efficiency, KenPom, net rankings, but it is just it's a crappy thing because it was an opportunity to get a quad one win on the road, and that's not what they walked away with from last night. So when you look at resume builders, things like that, that was a really good opportunity last night, and while it's not going to kill you that it was a loss, it does hurt you in the fact that if that was a win, it would have boosted you up quite a bit.
So that one wasn't considered a good loss.
It is, I guess, if you want to put it that way. No losses are really all that good, but it's not considered a bad loss. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the reality of the situation for the Aztecs is at the end of the season, it's not just with the Aztecs. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of programs who are going to have a legit shot at making the tournament this year. I mean, there's still like 150 teams, 175 teams probably, to be honest, that still have a chance of making the tournament this year. Don't judge them now, judge them late. This also is a Mountain West that is filled with teams that are going to be considered quad one teams. So this is a process, as it is every year. It really does ache my heart a little bit because, you sit here and you get all gassed up and excited about the resume they have going into a game like Grand Canyon, even with a close win over UC San Diego, where UC San Diego played way up. The Aztecs were hampered with illness. And so you go into this game thinking, well, they're about to be an 8-1 basketball team. There's not many in the country who can say that. They're ranked for the first time coming into this game. This is where they start making their charge up the board and they get some national attention, a little early season buzz around their name. So all of these committee members don't forget. Unfortunately, they kind of trip over the extension cord here on the road in a really awesome environment, by the way. You like Viejas? Grand Canyon University has one of the most active and involved fan bases. That is a madhouse over there.
It's like 7,000 seats in that arena, but it feels like 20 because they're literally right on top of you. And the student section there, I mean, it rivals the show. I'm not going to say it's better than the show because I don't think anyone's better than the show, but it rivals the show in the fact that these guys, they're right on top of you and they are loud. They're chanting in really annoying ways, in my opinion. But dude, it is a great home court advantage. And we knew this was going to be a tough game going in. It stinks when you look at the fact that, okay, well, if the Aztecs would have shot a little bit better, and that's ultimately what it came down to. It wasn't rebounds. It wasn't turnovers. It was just shooting. If the Aztecs would have shot the ball a little bit better, which that's not something you can necessarily control night to night, but the Aztecs would have won that game.
Yeah, well, it's too bad. I mean, but you move on at this point, I guess. It's now got to be in the rear view, and they move forward, and I mean, 2 losses on the season, not too shabby.
By the way,
too shabby right
both
now.
losses on the road against teams that are in the top 50 in the net rankings.
Right.
So that's not anything to scoff at. Like, those are 2 acceptable losses in terms of the metrics.
Yeah. Look, and again, that's what you got to keep your eye on. That's the reason why I said I'm not making excuses for this team. Don't judge them early, judge them late, just like every other basketball team in the country, because the way this works is it's an accumulation of information that is collected throughout the season, constantly updated. Like you mentioned, the net rankings, that is heavily, obviously, weighed come the end of the season. Also, Ken Pomeroy and his rankings are heavily weighed. The AP, not as much.
No, it really doesn't matter. That's the one everyone looks at, but it really doesn't matter. Now, Rich, you said something earlier. Going into that game last night, the Mountain West, and I'll look to see what it is this morning. The Mountain West had 5 teams within the top 36 of the net ranking. And so when you mention the quad 1 opportunities in conference, that's something that Aztecs don't always have. They're going to have it this year because Colorado State's really good. Nevada's really good. Boise State, who's right now currently sitting outside the top 70, is probably going to work their way in. So when you look at the Mountain West, I mean, you're looking at another potentially 5-team year in the NCAA tournament, which is just further solidifying the Mountain West as the best non-Power 5 basketball conference in the country.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I mean, it's exciting times because this is a run of success for Brian Dutcher that I think everybody expected. But what happens when you have expectations or you make assumptions? Oftentimes you're let down. I mean, think about what happened with the Padres after a championship series run in 2022. All of a sudden, we're making assumptions. We're really buying our own brand, so to speak. We're getting high on our own supply. We're excited for the World Series that is destined to come to San Diego for the first time ever. And then they win 82 games. So this is one of those programs that I have become very comfortable counting on, even after losses, even when it doesn't look like it's going so well, because Brian Dutcher is a hell of a coach. They put together a hell of a roster. And outside of injury, I don't think much is going to stop this prideful group of athletes from doing some special things this season.
I don't even know if you guys know this, but we do have a pair of tickets to the Aztecs game on Saturday night against UC Irvine. UC Irvine, who, by the way, already has a win over USC this year. So UC Irvine, tough opponent coming into Viejas Arena. John Schaefer knows this stat like the back of his hand. I don't, so I'm not going to throw out the number. But the Aztecs coming off a loss are like the best team in the country over the last 10, 15 years or something.
Cool.
It is not even close. So San Diego State playing at Viejas Arena this Saturday night against UC Irvine. We'll have tickets coming up, and that pregame show will start 6:30 Saturday outside Viejas with me and John.
I'm pumped up. I think that's awesome. So we have 3 ticket giveaways today. Pair of tickets to see Depeche Mode tonight at Pechanga Arena. The only place you could get tickets is right here on San Diego Sports 760. You just heard about that pair of Aztecs tickets we're giving away today to go see the UC Irvine Banana Hammocks. What is their name?
I don't know. That's a good question.
God, I would buy so much gear.
We'll say last night, the Grand Canyon University, they're the Lopes.
Oh, I thought they were going to be the Cougars.
The Antelopes, but they're the Lopes.
They're the Lopes.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Just the Lopes.
It was hard not to be like, oh, damn, Grand Canyon's kind of got it going on.
Yeah, they do.
Because they would use the crowd's energy and go on these runs and be making threes and getting steal. It was just impressive what I saw out of them.
The Antelopes. What was the Irvine? We don't know yet. We're looking it up.
Okay. Okay. So also we have a 4-pack of SeaWorld tickets to give away today. So
Peter the Anteater.
It will get what?
What?
Did you just say they're the UC Irvine
You were so
Anteaters?
close to banana hammocks.
Peter the Anteater.
That's
their
their
mascot.
mascot.
So they're the Anteaters.
We got to get gear there. I mean, we still
got
still
a
got to
foam
do
finger or something.
Freaking nerds.
What?
Peter.
The hell?
Well, hold on. They went for Peter on their name of the Anteater. Okay,
That is my favorite thing I've ever heard.
That's
Okay.
I mean, that is real close to banana hammock.
Okay,
just
so
saying.
sticking with college sports, and we've got some more fun planned for you coming up on the show. We're going to be going with Adam Rank as our guest today, NFL Network fantasy expert, but also he's good to talk about anything going on. We have our morning monologue in just a few minutes, but want to get to this. NCAA President Charlie Baker is planning to introduce this week a proposal to create a new subdivision within Division I that grants certain schools more autonomy around policymaking and permits them to compensate their athletes in a new and profound way. So in a letter that was sent to Division I members, and this was obtained by a bunch of different outlets, but Yahoo Sports got their hand on it, Baker outlines these radical changes, and it's a new model. Basically, they're going to take schools that have teams that are highly successful and profitable to endow student athletes with money. And this is the first time there has ever been a conversation about direct compensation from university to player.
So plain English, universities pay players.
They get a paycheck.
College is professional sports.
It would make that subdivision of Division I sports professional.
Wow.
There'd be no. So now, okay, what comes with that? Well, obviously, workers' compensation insurance, medical and health insurance that may extend beyond the playing days of the players. Union forming at these subdivision schools because the players will coalesce and they may strike for more money or better benefits.
The CFBPA.
Okay, all right. Hold on though. At just face value, as I think about this and look at this, if they're going to select certain teams who are viable for national recognition and then only use that money to pay those players at those schools, would that not make those schools now so much better than other Division I schools that they could not compete?
Florida State's going to get left out again.
Florida State will get left out again. Yeah, no, I don't.
Especially if their quarterback breaks his leg 2 weeks before anything is decided.
Somebody put up a meme online, which I had to laugh at about Trevor Lawrence. There was a picture of him on the ground with his ankle, all twisted up, and they're like, the playoff committee has now decided the Jacksonville Jaguars are no longer allowed to compete.
That's such a good.
So when TD sent us this article last night, I mean, my very first thought was that it's like, okay, well, so this issue we just had with the college football playoff rankings and the teams that got in is going to be the same issue we have with this, Rich. And you tell me if I'm wrong, both of you guys, but I just feel like this is going to be network decided on who is allowed to do this. And this ultimately is going to draw the new boundaries for what is Division I college football and what is the teams that are going to be allowed to compete for a national championship. And that might not be based on merit of how good your program is, how good your recruiting is. It's going to be based on what teams are allowed in and the gatekeeping of the networks in college football.
Well, so part of that is true. The other part of it is just money, because don't forget that the root of all of this is money. And it was a collection of the massive amount of money for years and years and years that schools and conferences and the NCAA were withholding from the athletes who were earning that money for those programs, for those networks, by the way. And we're not sharing them outside of paid tuition, which many times is paid through endowments or donations from wealthy alumni. It's not even coming out of the direct coffers from the athletic program. To build new buildings on campus or to build better facilities to lure more of the highly paid athletes, or I should say highly profitable athletes, to their campuses, or to build out other athletic programs under the brand, right? Well, now what you're going to see is entry into the subdivision having a very strict criteria of, at minimum, investing $30,000 per year per athlete into what's termed an enhanced educational trust fund for at least half of the school's countable athletes. So if you have women's athletes, men's athletes, if you have all these programs, half of those athletes have to be paid employees of the university through a trust.
See, I say wow, not because of $30,000, because 30 grand does not go real far today. However, when you're talking about the entire school, all of the athletes at the school, I mean, you could be talking thousands of people. I mean, this is incredible.
Well, now that's true, but what it is it's going to be thousands of athletes, but say it's 1,000. 500 of them have to be men, 500 of them have to be women.
Right.
Because of Title IX.
Right.
There's no way to get around the fact that you need to have equal opportunity for male and female gendered student athletes on campuses.
Well, guess what though? If they're lopsided in this, they do a recruitment campaign to get women to become or join the athletic department in some manner and even it out. I mean, the people are going to want to get paid.
So this is look, I mean, again, we already have a separation of the haves and have-nots in sports. We've seen this coming for a very long time. This is a slippery slope. We knew it when the doors opened with the transfer portal and NIL. This is a continuation of all of that. And what you're going to see now is schools becoming employers of their athletes. You're going to see athletes, like I said, unionizing. I think that is the next step in this process, because pretty soon here, they're going to be like, wait a second, $30,000 per year per athlete. Well, that comes out to somebody's going to do the math and they're going to say only this many million. You guys benefit this many millions from our work So we need to have a bigger slice of the pie. Plus, we need future medical for guys who gets hurt, women who get hurt, and on the wheel will turn.
Well, let's start off just over the 8 freeway from here. Aztecs, they fall last night on the road to Grand Canyon, 79-73. They'll be back home, though, on Saturday night, taking on UC Irvine at Viejas Arena. Tickets available at goaztecs.com. Tickets available on the show today. Guys, bringing you both in here. Did you see what happened yesterday at the MLB winter meetings?
I did not.
I did not.
So Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, the Shohei Ohtani deal, he mentioned it in a press conference, and then right after his press conference, went off to the side. Dodgers PR swarmed him like, "What the hell are you doing, dude?" And it was a very stern conversation, very serious. Well, it turns out Shohei Ohtani and his camp says anybody that leaks anything about conversations will be judged on that.
Wow.
So there's no threat that we're not going to the team, but they say we will take that into consideration when making our decision. Shohei Ohtani wants this as quiet as possible in terms of his free agency. Dave Roberts let it slip to the media, so who knows how the Dodgers are impacted.
No.
But that's my favorite story of the MLB winter meeting so far. No news on the Soto front. However, the Red Sox and the Yankees made a trade with each other, something I never thought I'd ever see happen.
Yeah.
According to sources nationally, that does not deter the Yankees' efforts to get Juan Soto from the Padres.
Yeah, that was an odd deal. Kind of the end of the world. Dogs and cats getting together.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Yankees, Red Sox making a deal with each other. It's bizarre.
I put the Twitter link up on our rundown there, Fletch. If you could, this is Dave Roberts, who was at the winter meetings, who the way the tweet is described had the screaming thoughts inside of his head to completely leak what he was actually saying.
He pauses for like 4 seconds before he says anything.
Yeah, give this a listen. Hang on. Yeah. So
Wasn't supposed to say that.
that's a whoopsies.
Yeah, but he didn't really say a lot. I mean, that they talked, he's his own man. Okay. I mean,
Ohtani and his team didn't want teams to say that they met. They didn't want teams releasing anything about Shohei Ohtani. They wanted this to be completely under wraps.
I get it. I mean, and I get Shohei's thoughts in this, but what an idiot. I mean, Dave Roberts, you should shut up. Just don't say a word.
I mean, look, he's been working in this business for way too long. And I like Dave. I mean, I like him personally. From every anecdote I've heard from everybody who knows him personally, Dave Roberts is a class act 100% of the way. I've got no ill will towards him other than the fact that he's the manager for a division rival of the Padres. And the fans sometimes sicken me. The other than that, great guy,
lives here in San Diego.
Yeah, this though is one of those professional moments where he knew he was circling the drain, and he should have just hit the pause button and taken a breath, maybe a sip of something if he had a Coca-Cola nearby, and said, "You know what, guys? I know there's going to be a lot of talk and a lot of conversation about Ohtani at these winter meetings. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything. If you need any further information on happenings with the roster from a player standpoint or player acquisition standpoint, you know who to talk to. We've got a general manager, and he's here too. So go ask him about it. But I'm going to stay out of it, and I'm going to manage the roster I'm given."
You'll never hear me say these words again, so enjoy these. Jim Russell made a really good point yesterday.
Oh boy, wow.
We were I know.
Whoa, stop.
I know.
The presses.
I know. Me and him were talking about this situation off air last night, and he brought it up. He was like, for all the crap we give AJ Preller, these are the situations he excels in. It being secretive, not giving anything to the media. Like everything we're talking about with Dave Roberts right now is what AJ Preller is great at.
So this is the reason why I always, whenever you say to us, and you say this often, Fletch, it's always been your stance on AJ Preller. He just says nothing. I'm like, yeah, and that's exactly what my general manager needs to do, is say nothing.
Right.
Yeah, but it's infuriating.
I get it, but it's better than this, because now if the Dodgers have a real crack at Shohei Ohtani, and Dave Roberts' big mouth got in the way of them signing him. Whoa.
Who's the dude in LA? Is it Plaschke? he writes the articles.
Bill Plaschke.
He will light Dave Roberts on fire if the Dodgers end up missing on Ohtani.
Yep. All right. Morning monologue. Who wants to go first?
I'll jump in. I'll jump in right here because my monologue is kind of in the same vein of everything we're talking about here. Now, okay, part of my beef, I guess, my issue with AJ Preller is the fact that at the end of this season, this past season, it was supposed to be a World Series season. There was kind of this feeling that he threw out there that it was saved because the season ended a winning season, 82-80. Not that the season was great, but there was some bright spots here. Out in New York, where Aaron Boone is leaving the winter meetings with a huge smile on his face, they ask him why, and he's like, we got good things happening, which, of course, I go, Soto. It's Soto. This is what's happening. 82-80 out in New York, they're calling it a disaster of a season. It is a disaster of a season. Meanwhile, out in San Diego, we're like, well, I mean, there are some silver lining. There's no silver lining. This was a disaster of a season. Let's just call it that. Accept it and figure out how to fix it and get a damn World Series here to this town.
Wow. Dude, I love it.
Thank you.
My morning monologue is going to focus on something that Ben ardently defended that I poo-pooed the whole way. So Fletch said, don't judge the in-season tournament early, judge it late. And then what did he do? He didn't watch a single game of the in-season tournament.
Never said I would.
And so as a result, he cannot be used as a character witness in this trial. But I can. I've caught a lot of these in-season tournament group stage games. They look nothing like a tournament. It's very stupid. But last night was the first time it felt like a tournament. I turned on the Lakers game. I was flipping back and forth between Aztecs and Lakers. And I got to tell you, that was a ball game. It went down to the wire between the Lakers and the Suns. Austin Reeves hit a huge three. Here's what that sounded like.
Trip to Vegas on the line. 6-second difference. Reeves. Oh, yeah!
Crypto.com went nuts there in LA. Reeves is screaming in front of the bench. You had drama. You had intrigue. That's what playoff or tournament basketball is supposed to look and feel like. So get rid of the group stage. What are we doing?
Right.
Pause the season. Invite all 30 basketball teams to Vegas. Play single elimination for a week. Everybody knows what they're there for. Make a huge pool of money at the end for the winners. Make some consolation prizes. Make this an actual bracket we can print out, or we can go on our damn apps and we can fill out, and you're going to have a winning product. Adam Silver, you're an idiot. This is what it should look like.
Yes. So you know what's funny is Caleb, my son Caleb, comes to me last night and said, hey, did you watch the in-season tournament? And I was like, no. And he starts pulling up clips of the Lakers game. And I'm like, damn it. It looks cool.
It was cool.
That sucks. I was not supposed to be in on this at all.
It was the most confusing lead up to having a field of 8 teams for the knockout stage, but the knockout stage works. So just do the knockout stage with all 30 teams, and then you have a winning product. Fletch, you're up, my man.
It was cool. I did watch the end of that game last night. It was fun. There was some controversy at the end with who had possession, whatnot. But
the timeout,
of course, LeBron is going to get into the semis. They need that. So that whatever. Yeah. NBA, you whatever. Okay, my monologue is going to be quick because we're running out of time here. But basically, I'm going to give a resume to JD Wicker because I look like the entire Aztecs football coaching staff.
That's right.
It feels like Sean Lewis, everybody he's bringing in either from Colorado or Kent State, which he's gotten some big names from Colorado, by the way. Guys who've been there like a really, really long time are following him instead of staying with Dion. I think that's something we should look into a little bit. But every single person they're bringing on is has a brown beard and no hair.
Wow.
So is there some meaningless job on a coaching staff for football that I could take up that I can't screw up?
No question.
Okay.
Dude, no question.
Give me a title. Come on, throw some at me.
You'll be assistant to the head coach.
I like that.
So what you will do is you'll bring Sean Lewis coffee.
Oh, I can do that. I make a hell of a macchiato.
It's like assistant to the regional manager.
It really is kind of like, or you could be like a defensive assistant where you like hold up cards for the scout team offense and you say, okay, knucklehead, you block this guy. you run this route, and then you throw an interception so that we can
You know what
give
I
the
was
defense
thinking?
a little confidence.
I was actually thinking I could be the laser pointer guy.
Yeah,
Like in the film room when Sean Lewis wants to point at something,
That's-
I'll be like, "Don't worry, Sean, gotcha."
That's
Boom.
probably a bigger thing than you can handle.
Yeah,
I mean,
damn,
he
you're
probably
right.
pointed at the wrong thing.
All right, well, that's
Yeah.
all very fun, and I jest, but JD Wicker, I am available, so give me a call. You have my number, guys. I feel like I learned
call
something.
you?
Yeah, you just got to give me a call.
Not how this usually works.
Hot commodity over here. I do feel like I learned something though every single time I open up the Prize Picks app. By the way, download the Prize Picks app. Use code Fletch for a first deposit match up to $100. Last night I opened up the app, realized I don't have to just limit myself to football entries or basketball entries or even combo football basketball entries in the specials league, but I can create an entry of professional gamers. TD, I know you'd be into this. I can create an entry of college basketball players. I can create an entry of just about anything that is considered a professional sport in 2023 or a college sport in 2023. And that is why Prize Picks is now the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. TD, I don't know if you heard that, but you can literally create an entry of gamers.
Oh, I heard. I was writing down notes.
You like Call of Duty? Yeah. You
I'm
can
in.
create an entry of Call of Duty gamers. What are you waiting for? Sign up now at prizepicks.com/Fletch. Use promo code Fletch and Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. All you have to do is open up the website or the easy to use mobile app, select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry today. Super easy. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. You can literally set your entire entry in less than a minute. We have a dog of a Thursday night football game coming up tomorrow. Let Prize Picks make it more entertaining by putting your skills to the test and creating an entry. PrizePicks.com, promo code Fletch. That's PrizePicks.com, promo code Fletch. Get your first deposit matched up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Week 14 in the NFL. What is going on? Why are we having to sit through this? We'll explain next.
This update is presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports. Starting off locally with the Aztecs, they fall last night on the road to Grand Canyon, 79-73. Aztecs will be back home Saturday night. They'll take on UC Irvine at Viejas Arena. Tickets available at goaztecs.com. Tickets available on the show today. Keep listening for your chance to win. In the NBA, Lakers head into the semifinals of the in-season tournament. They beat the Suns 106-103 last night. Lakers going to play the Pelicans tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Listen to the game right here on San Diego Sports 760. Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions do apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Bigger Seat and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. Whole bunch of giveaways today. We got family 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld San Diego for their Christmas celebration happening now through January 7th. We have a pair of tickets to the Aztecs versus UC Irvine Saturday night, Viejas Arena. Tickets available at goaztecs.com. And we have the final pair of tickets on planet Earth left here for the Depeche Mode concert tonight, Pechanga Arena. Like I said, concert sold out. Only way you're getting them is to keep listening here to Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
So we look forward to Thursday Night Football every single week on this show. I mean, sometimes we'll invite guests on to talk about the game. Sometimes we'll invite guests on to, talk about the region of the country where the game is being played. We will do none of that for this Thursday night. We will spend zero time pumping up this game in any meaningful way because this is going to be a dog meat Thursday Night Football game. This is going to showcase the amazing talents of third-string quarterback Mitchell Trubisky taking on third-string quarterback Bailey Zappi. So the Steelers and the Patriots are going to play against each other. And I mean, outside of the fans in Pittsburgh, absolutely nobody cares.
Does Al Michaels try to pay Amazon Prime $1 million to make him not broadcast this game?
Dude, I don't understand how it is week 14, right? we have nearly every single team in the NFL playing outside of the Commanders and the Cardinals, who inexplicably
which is also odd.
have a bye week in week 14, which is a completely different conversation.
Oh man,
holy smokes! They played 13 straight weeks.
Do you guys remember the middle of the NFL offseason this past season? We got this like breaking news sounder. We're like, oh my God, NFL owners, they've all voted. Like now there's an ability to flex Thursday night football games.
Yeah.
And it's because last year we had this string of god awful Thursday night football games. And now we get to, what is this week? Is this week 14?
This week 14.
Week 14, we have maybe the worst Thursday night football game of my entire life. And they're like, yeah, we'll keep it in there.
you know when you're at work and you're like, oh man, I've been here for 6 hours. I haven't taken a lunch yet. You know what? If I'm going to try to take my lunch as late as possible. So I've been here 7 hours. I take a lunch. When I'm done with lunch, I only got an hour left and I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That's got to be what the Commanders are feeling right now.
1,000%. 1,000%.
We took our lunch way late.
Like Kyler Murray, he's like just getting started with this season. So the late bye week actually benefits him because he's played probably 3 or 4 games now. He's probably feeling that soreness, that all of the football players feel like, the first month into their season. So he could, like, the only player who benefits from a week 14 bye week on both teams is Kyler Murray, who's just like, this is great. This is like my halfway point. But outside of him, nobody else is feeling that way. For everybody else on the Commanders, especially, they are like, yeah, this is, no, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my lunch late, and then I'm going to take my coffee break, and then I'm going to sort of meander around and talk to some people in the office.
Just carry some papers around. People think I'm doing something.
By the time I get back to my cubicle, I got 25, 30. I mean, that's an easy sit.
I'm
That's an
clocking
easy
out.
sit.
Clock it out. I'll see you next season.
So this is how bad you guys were trying to avoid the Thursday night football game?
Yeah.
You started talking about teams that aren't playing this week?
Listen, this is such a bad. Okay, you know what we should do? It's a tradition. We have done this many times in the past. Actually, only one time in the past.
But it was a great night.
But it was great, and we should make it a tradition. We should go back to Islands.
I'm down.
We should go back to Islands.
I'm in.
Enjoy some of their fine burgers, some of their delicious ice cold beers on tap. You know those frozen mugs?
Oh, I know those mugs.
Get down with some of their tiki tenders, because we went to Islands for the worst football game of the season.
Indianapolis Colts, Denver Broncos.
What?
I think it was the second Thursday night game.
It was a 12-10 final, and it went to overtime.
This is somehow going to be worse. Like, I saw the Vegas line for the over-under in this one. It's at 30. I'm taking the under.
Yeah, you should.
Mitch
As
Trubisky, Bailey
you
Zappi.
should.
Where are we right now?
It's no good. This is bad.
You know what, though? I like these just because I want Al Michaels to have a breakdown.
Yeah,
Okay, but think about this game like 6 years ago.
dude.
Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger,
Can you imagine what Al is going to be saying at commercial breaks?
Kirk.
Could we please get a live streaming cam in that booth? Can we help Al set up a StreamYard account? Like, can we do it for him so he can go Facebook Live or live on X.com? And can we just see Al losing his mind at commercial breaks?
I'm trying to see what famous food Pittsburgh is known for.
Oh, Permanente Brothers sandwiches.
Oh, okay. All right. You already know.
Okay. So, yeah, famous for these sandwiches.
But it's obviously not Philly cheesesteak. It's Philadelphia.
I'll explain exactly what it is. Basically, any sandwich you want, right? Whether it's roast beef, turkey, doesn't matter, right? But what they finish it with is, on all these sandwiches, they put coleslaw and French fries. Coleslaw and French.
Come on.
So it sounds weird until you have it, and then you're like, oh no, I get this. This is.
That's a big sandwich.
So I got a Reuben when we went to Permanente Brothers. Actually, both times I've been to Permanente Brothers. I got a Reuben, and I put and obviously the coleslaw and fries comes on it. And dude, I mean, it sung to me. Like,
wow.
It was a giant sandwich. I would have brought one home in my pocket if I was leaving on a flight later that
We
day.
should probably get a hold of them.
Did the NFL schedule makers screw up?
Go ahead.
Like, did they think that Tom Brady and Big Ben were still playing?
You know what?
Because 5 years ago, this is an amazing game. This is primetime all week, every week. I would take it.
I'm trying to figure out what they could have thought. I mean, okay, so let's slow down and talk about Mac Jones. So Billy O'Brien comes back to the fold. Where could they be in this season? Maybe an 8-win at best Patriots team, maybe?
Instead, they're 2 wins.
I think you guys are overthinking this. This is some sort of Amazon Prime. They needed this market. sewn up
That's
somehow.
such a good
Yeah,
call.
I mean, like this is only because the Prime Video users, they needed some more subscribers
in Boston and Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
Dude, that's
text
100% it.
Text line talkback feature. If you want to use the talkback, go to the free iHeartRadio app, hit the little microphone icon underneath the Sports 760 logo, and text line 70470. Start your message with team. We want to know what you would rather do than watch this Thursday night football game. Wrong answers only.
Oh, that is perfect. Yeah. So 70470. Start your message with team. Fill them up there.
I need Pittsburgh to win this thing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you really do.
I need Pittsburgh to rack up some wins.
Got a Pocky one chip challenge on this.
Right.
We're doing our own in-season tournament, and it's not looking good for your buddy old Richie Ornberger. But you know what is looking better is my waistline. I've lost several inches around the waist, the hips, the thighs. Even the butt's gotten a little bit smaller, noticeably
It's a
smaller.
little bummer. I'm gonna say a little bit
less,
of a bummer.
A little less dump in the trunk.
Okay.
But you know what? It's better for me. I've been losing weight with sdfatloss.com. The great folks over there, Wayne and Chloe, they're my weight loss team. They're our weight loss team. We've all done this together. So TD, he's down 30 plus pounds. Benny Fletch over here, he's down 40 pounds, 40 plus pounds. I'm down 35 plus pounds. Together as a show, we've lost over 110 pounds so far through this process, or something north of that now. I mean, I haven't been on a scale in a little bit. I was weighing myself every day for a stint there, making sure I was dropping, but I know I'm dropping now because I'm used to the diet and the routine, and I go on the app every day, and I make sure that I schedule appointments to talk to Wayne and Chloe. I make sure that I respond to their messages. And when I have questions about this diet that we've been put on, I ask them questions, and it's a really responsive group. They work with a lot of people, and they've helped out many. As a matter of fact, I was just getting a direct message last night, and I don't know if I can mention his name, but one of our listeners, he's already lost 30 pounds through the first 30 days of the program.
Wow.
So a pound a day.
Wow.
He's doing it with his wife. He said he has a new goal through the first 60 days of the program with sdfatloss.com. He wants to lose 40 pounds.
Come on.
So his original goal has already been met and exceeded. Now he wants to lose 40. So this could be you. Anybody who's sitting here saying, well, the calendar says December 6th. I don't want to do it right now. Nope. Start right now. I'm telling you, because you could drop a ton of weight right before the holiday season. And with the holiday season here, sdfatloss.com is doing you a solid. You save $200 as a special holiday promotion. So sign up now, save the $200. Don't wait until the first of the year next year, and you are going to lose a ton of weight. That's a promise from us to you at sdfatloss.com. Coming up next, an athlete running for president. You got to hear this. Coming up in 2024, an unexpected presidential campaign. That's next. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. 3 different ways you can win today. So we have Aztecs tickets for the upcoming game against UC Irvine. That's their next home opponent. A pair of tickets to see Depeche Mode tonight at Pechanga Arena, and a family 4-pack of tickets to go to SeaWorld San Diego for their Christmas celebration now through January 7th. So if you're looking to win tickets to stuff, keep listening to this show because we're going to be giving away tickets very soon. Wink, wink.
Did you guys see who's making a visit to San Diego this weekend?
Who could it be?
Danny O'Neill.
Who'd say it again?
Danny O'Neill.
Oh, interesting.
Now, again, this is the second time I'm doing it in the show. That's according to Jim Russell.
Uh-huh.
So,
okay. Well, yeah, you've now
Who
used
knows?
Jim Russell as a source for good information twice.
yeah, it's bad.
You know, as much as I tease you for being the fountain of misinformation, we have never met anybody less trustworthy than Jim Russell of John and Jim right here, 3 to 6 p.m.
But I
on
trust-
San Diego Sports 760.
I trust John a lot, and he was going along with the conversation.
Okay.
So I'm thinking
Okay.
it's probably true.
Okay.
Okay.
But it sounds like Danny O'Neill coming to San Diego for a little visit after liking a lot of tweets from different Aztecs football stuff. Could there be a new QB on the Mesa?
Well, we're going to have to find out.
Wow.
Could there be a new president of Ireland? Well, I'll tell you right now.
Please let this happen.
Conor McGregor, former UFC champion, at one point held 2 belts at once, is now potentially going to run for an election bid in 2025 to be the president of a country in our world.
Apparently, he's calling out his potential opponents in this, potential suitors for the job, as well as the current president, I guess, calling out different policies, and then now that he may run to save the country. I think he'd win.
Yeah, he's just, I mean, he's going after them in every single way. You know, he's talking about how old they are. They're all in their 70s.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about how it would not be my power as a president, people of Ireland. It would be me and you.
Could you imagine that guy at the podium?
Yes.
He will win, by the way.
That-
Just throwing that out
I
there.
feel like every time he spoke, there'd be some sort of hype music behind him.
Guys, the end of the world is coming.
Yes, it is.
I just want
It
everybody
is.
to be aware that we are riding the sleigh
it's like-
ride straight to hell.
We are rounding turn 4.
So like UFC is big.
Home stretch, baby.
UFC is big in the United States, like especially they were the first sport to come back during COVID, so I think they gained a lot of fans. That's how I became a fan of the sport. But when you look at Ireland and the amount of support that man gets at every single one of his fights, people who buy tickets all the way to Las Vegas to see him fight from Ireland, not cheap trips. That place, T-Mobile Arena, wherever he's fighting, is full of people of Irish descent from Ireland coming to watch him fight, and they love every single thing he does.
Dude, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit do I think it is outside the ring of possibility or the realm of possibility that Conor McGregor can become the president of Ireland. 100% believe that he can run and win this campaign in 2025. So, which leads us to the next inevitable question, folks, because we've already had a reality television star take over the country here in America.
Yeah.
If we could choose, like we individually, anybody, any of us could choose who we would want as president in terms of an athlete, like who would you select to control, who to be the commander in chief of the United States of America?
Anyone but A-Rod.
Anyone but A-Rod?
I hate Alex Rodriguez.
Oh, really?
Wow. This is an easy one for me.
So you said anyone, like anyone else other than
any athlete.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson.
John Rocker?
Zach Wilson's mom.
Well,
she first lady?
she's athlete
Weird.
adjacent.
That's
She's
athlete adjacent.
It's 2023.
How about
Ladies,
this?
ladies can be
I'll
president.
give you mine.
I'm
And
not
this is
saying
mine's a no-brainer. Mine's a no-brainer. Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, that's a good pick.
I actually think he'd do a pretty good job.
That's a good pick. He wouldn't ever speak to the media, though.
Dude,
we'd never know what was happening.
Beast mode in office? Are you kidding me?
That is
Dude,
a
his
good call.
campaign can just be all based around you should have given me the ball.
Dude, I oh my gosh, yeah. Like I will take
True.
our country into the end zone.
Give me the ball.
Just like we should have done when I was in Seattle in 2012.
That is a good one. That is a real good one. But check this one out, all right?
Okay,
and now I want you to think of every press conference, every whatever television show he comes on. He's shirtless. He's greased up. He's oiled. He's a real American. Hulk Hogan.
Oh my gosh, brother. Oh
That's
my
what I'm
gosh,
saying.
brother.
Come on, just flexing,
Terry?
flexing the whole Terry,
Hulk
That's right,
Hogan?
Terry Hulk Hogan.
What are you kidding me?
Be
Dude,
good.
the Hulkster?
Oh.
Take your vitamins, say your prayers.
A real American, fight for the rights of every man.
Just a blanket statement. I don't think anybody who's involved in the WWE or WWF in any iteration should be considered here. They're just great
Whoa.
showmen.
No. What are you talking about?
I just don't think if you have a history of wrestling or WWE, you probably shouldn't be allowed
When
to.
it comes crashing down and you're scared as hell.
So the better question: who would win if this was like you're talking about popularity? Like, what
Yeah.
athlete in United States history would win a presidential election?
I think if Marshawn Lynch or Hulk Hogan were on the ticket, people would vote just because it would be funny.
By the way, that's my present VP if they're willing to work
You
together.
know what? I'm feeling you're right here on this. I'll write him in.
Hell yes.
What?
Hell yes.
What if we just voted a bald eagle, like the one
Dude.
on the Eagle Cam up in Big Bear?
Just imagine. Okay, so Kanye West has had a failed presidential bid. Can you imagine if you are actually filling out your election ballot and it says Hulk Beast Mode?
Few texts here before we get out for the hour. 619. I would rather watch Hallmark Christmas movies with my wife and all her friends than this Thursday night football game. Another 619 number. I'd rather crochet a scarf with my shovel than watch Thursday night football, and I don't know how to crochet.
That's a tough crochet right there.
Yeah.
619. I'd rather watch live coverage of the empty field of a team on the bye week than this dumpster fire of a game.
Dude.
619. President Ric Flair. Woo.
Woo! Wow. Yes.
Ric
yes.
Flair
yes.
and The Undertaker?
Okay, coming up next hour, we have two different sets of tickets to Gather Way. Remember, we've got the SeaWorld tickets. We got the Depeche Mode tickets. We have Aztecs men's hoops tickets to give away. So you're going to want to be staying tuned for that. Also, we have an update with this Zach Wilson reluctance to be the starter in New York story. Yuck. And red pill, blue pill. That's on the other side. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
This update is presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports. It's hour 2 on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. We'll begin locally with the Aztecs. They fall last night on the road to Grand Canyon, 79-73. Aztecs are back home Saturday night. They got UC Irvine at Viejas Arena. Tickets available at goaztecs.com. Tickets also available on the show today. Keep listening. In the NBA, Lakers headed to the semifinals of the in-season tournament. They beat the Suns 106-103 last night. Lakers got the Pelicans tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Listen to the game right here on San Diego Sports 760. Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions do apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy hump day to all. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you on San Diego Sports 760. Follow us on all of our social media. Big Rich, TD, Fletch. Also, it's at Real Travis Dale, at Ornberger on X.com, at Rich Ornberger on TikTok and IG, and Fletch Sports everywhere. Fletch Sports everywhere that Ben Fletcher can be found. We have 3 sets of tickets to give away today, gentlemen.
Woo! Woo! By the way, if just Travis Dale is out there listening, I need you to close your accounts.
Thank you.
So I can get rid of the real part of this.
Because when I met Travis, I was like, wait, are you the real Travis Dale? And he was like, well, yeah. And let me explain why.
There's an artist out there. That's TravisDale.com. Hasn't really done anything since 2014.
I remember when I signed up in 2009 for Twitter. I think my first ever tweet was, wow, at Ornberger was open. Can't believe I snagged this one. Never met another Ornberger outside of relatives in my life. Okay, so the 3 sets of tickets are Aztecs, pair of tickets coming up for their game at home against UC Irvine, okay? We also have Depeche Mode tickets for tonight's show at Pechanga. We've got to give those away soon. So hint, hint, be listening this segment because somebody's got to come in and claim those before we close up shop here today so they can get over to Pechanga.
That's right.
And we've got a 4-pack to take your family over to SeaWorld San Diego for their Christmas celebration. Awesome shows over there. We did it. The family's been to SeaWorld. It's a lot of fun for the holidays. They got the park all dressed up. We have Red Pill, Blue Pill coming up on the other side of halftime. But first, we got to get into this story about the Jets quarterback situation. This is insane. This has now reached levels of insanity I don't think anybody would have ever expected, but here we are.
Go back to the start. So yesterday, Diana Rossini puts out a tweet that says Zach Wilson reluctant to take back the quarterback position, right? And it's coming off of a report that said from the Jets that said they're looking to make it a change of quarterback. Well, they released Tim Boyle so they can make the change at quarterback. And they say we're leaning towards Zach Wilson, but Zach Wilson is reluctant to go back in. That was the tweet from Diana Rossini per sources. Where did we go from there, Rich?
So then Robert Saleh gets to the podium on Tuesday morning or late morning here on the West Coast, and he completely refutes the report. He says, I spoke to Zach Wilson. He is 100% on board. He's going to do what's asked of him here with our football team. And he said it's baseless, basically is what he said. Aaron Rodgers had his Tuesday appointment with the Pat McAfee show. They covered a lot of bases, but one of the things that absolutely needed to come up, and I'm so glad that Pat asked Aaron this question, was about what this reporting was, where it came from, if there's any merit to it in his opinion. This was an interesting response from Aaron Rodgers. Here he is responding. Okay. So what you heard right there is Aaron Rodgers calling out the Jets front office. That is exactly what that is. Because there is no way in my mind that this report came from anywhere other than somebody related to, affiliated with the Jets front office. Refuting the report, Aaron Rodgers asking for the leaker to come out and expose themselves or to be exposed by somebody, because this isn't a whistleblower situation. They actually went into this big conversation about nobody's life's on the line here, but you are assassinating a player's character by putting out a report like that. If it's baseless, then put your name on it. Well, Diana Rossini and the Athletic released a podcast episode where she backed up her claims. Here she is.
Really,
I mean, I believe her.
I do too.
I believe her.
She heard this from somewhere.
Yep.
I don't think that something like this, especially Diana Rossini, who I know a little bit personally. We've messaged back and forth many times in the past. Diana is not a liar. Diana wouldn't just make something up out of thin air. And so my indication is she heard from somebody in a place where knows what's going on with Zach Wilson, that he's reluctant to take over as a starter. And she mentioned health and player safety and things like that because the Jets are so awful on the offensive line. But okay, so there it is. That catches everybody up to this tale as the world turns. What do we think?
I'm so curious to see where this goes from here. Like, is Zach Wilson going to get another shot in this league as a starting quarterback if this is what people know about him? Are the New York Jets trying to tank his value for some reason? I hypothesized yesterday that maybe the New York Jets, since they have this reputation of being quarterback killers and that they ruin their draft picks the second they get in the door, that maybe the Jets are trying to save face and be like, we're not the problem, he's the problem. But this is a terrible look for Zach Wilson. I think Aaron Rodgers isn't even necessarily refuting the claim that source told Diana Rossini, that he's refuting the claim that the Jets should have never let this out of the building, if that's the case, because now you're tanking Zach Wilson's ability to get paid after the fact that he's done with the New York Jets. So this is a messy, messy situation, and I could never see this happening in one of the well-run organizations in the NFL. This could only happen with like the Jets, the Browns, I would even say the Jags, like teams that are susceptible to leaks like this. And this is where you are if you're a New York Jets fan. You're like, well, we have no hope.
Well, I don't know if there's something that's that deep into this. I think this is probably factual. It's probably true. Zach Wilson probably did mention this to someone. A frustrated coach mentioned it to someone else and said, and make sure you don't say a word, but this is what happened. And that kind of information of Zach Wilson not being okay to go out and play when he's called upon to go play. And it's not about health. It's just about, I'm worried I'm going to get hurt, or I'm not, I'm afraid to step out on that field. Whatever it is, dude, you are getting paid to go out there and play. If you're not going to go out there and play, then don't be on the team. We'll see you later. We will go ahead and fill your spot with someone else who wants to go out and ball. If you don't want to be here, bye. Meanwhile, that information gets spread around because it's too hot of information of guys talking of like, oh my gosh, man, you got to hear this. I just heard Zach Wilson said he doesn't want to play. That goes from one to the next. They play a little telephone. Maybe the message isn't exactly what was said at the end of the telephone game, but the heart of the message is true and factual. And now you have Aaron Rodgers, who's trying to play a little cleanup for his organization because, well, he's the face of not only the Jets, but of the league, I would say, in a lot of ways. He's very high profile. He's got to go to bat for the NFL.
Oh, I look at it completely differently in terms of Aaron Rodgers and what he did there. But I'll address the first thing first. I'm reiterating what I said yesterday when this news broke. I've never in my life ever heard of a player reluctant to get his shot starting. Now, don't get me wrong. I've heard of players being nervous. I've certainly had nervous anticipation of how a game was going to go when I was thrust into action, all of a sudden became the starter. Like there's some nerves and there's some anxiety built around those moments, like anybody feels the first time they're doing anything, or even if it isn't the first time, but it's just something that's really tough to accomplish, or you're doing something against tough competition. You always have those butterflies in your gut. But for somebody to actually out loud express to somebody that they are reluctant to start because they're worried about their safety in the game of football, and you're a quarterback especially, and quarterbacks are a protected class in the NFL, are you kidding me? You got no place on my roster. You have no place on my roster. I don't understand how any player's mentality could get to that point. So that's if there's any factual truth to what the report was from Diana Rossini. Second part, Aaron Rodgers is calling out Robert Saleh. That's what happened on the Pat McAfee show. He said, fix these leaks. That's what he's saying. No way should a report like this get out, because whether it's true or not, it's damning and it could destroy a career. And everybody's had weak moments in their lives. The weakest moment in your life, Fletch, TD, mine. Would we want those to come out to the general public? No. Or we want those who are around us who we trust when those things happen to protect us from the shame and humiliation of our weakest moments becoming public? That is a huge problem. And Aaron Rodgers basically aired that grievance with the Jets on his buddy's radio or YouTube program, Pat McAfee, and he's saying, dude, fix this, because if you don't, then you don't get me. That's essentially what I don't think he gave him an ultimatum, but he said, fix the leaks.
Yeah, I would never want the people closest to me in my life just calling me a fountain of misinformation all the time. That's true.
Those are your weakest moments?
No, they're not.
Your weakest moments is your fountain of misinformation.
Bring it on. Okay, but what I will say is, even if
I will stop calling you it if it makes you sad.
No, it doesn't make me sad. It's pretty funny. It adds to the show. It's good. Whatever.
It's also really true.
So if this, Jesus, man, not lately. I've been good.
So sorry. No, go ahead.
But if Zach Wilson, if this is something that follows him, which even if it's false, even if it's completely wrong, and someone with the Jets was just trying to intentionally hurt him, well, success. Because now, no matter what, the next team Zach Wilson's with, not only is that the first question the coach asks him about, but that's the first question the coach is asked about in the media. When he gets in front of the scrum and says, Zach Wilson's going to be the next quarterback of the blank, they're going to be like, well, isn't that guy scared to play football? Isn't that guy not one to put up for his team because he's afraid he's going to get hurt? Like, isn't that guy the one who had question marks surrounding his availability to his team? So no matter what, even if Zach Wilson never uttered the words or never had one semblance of not wanting to get out on the field, this will now follow him the rest of his career.
This reminds me so much of the video game clause in Kyler Murray's contract.
Yep.
When you sneak something into a contract like that, it is condemning a player forever now. You're going to have film study as a huge question mark under Kyler Murray. Doesn't matter if he's playing for the Cardinals. Doesn't matter if he's playing for the Browns one day or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a trade. Doesn't matter where he goes next. And it doesn't matter how long he plays for. You will always have that flurry of media coverage around this contract insert that said that he is required to watch a certain amount of film during the week because we can't trust him unless he is contractually obligated to do it. Mm-hmm. Now you do have a problem if you have to put that in a contract, and I understand that. And you do have to find a way to motivate your player to watch film. I understand that. But you got to be protective of your guys. And that's what Aaron Rodgers is speaking on.
Rich, we are a 6-hour drive from that stadium in Glendale, Arizona, where the Arizona Cardinals play. The very first thing said on this show when we had breaking news that Kyler Murray might return to play was Travis Dale looking up the next release date of the next Call of Duty game.
Dude.
Yeah, you're right.
Dude,
we're in San Diego.
Dude.
Yeah.
Imagine what that conversation is
Also,
in Arizona with our buddy Brad Sesmat. It's got to be bigger than this.
Also, if there's ever any moment ever again, from now on, really, if Zach Wilson is out there on the field and then leaves the field for any reason or can't play one particular game, that's what we question.
Can't wait to get into this with Adam Rank. He's coming up next, by the way, and he's tied in with all these situations. He's going to probably rain fire upon the Jets or Zach Wilson, one of the two.
He's the tight end?
That's right. That's right.
Tied.
Oh,
tied in.
Fountain of misinformation.
Rank's a Jets tight end. But you just said Adam Rank is Jets tight end. No.
Also, Adam Rank, another guy who would be fit right in on the Aztecs coaching staff.
Oh, that's true.
Bald
Yeah.
man
Wow.
with a beard.
We're going to
Wow.
talk to him about that. Get your resume ready, Adam. Also, get your dial-in fingers ready, because on the other side of halftime, at some point, we are going to be giving away SeaWorld tickets. SeaWorld San Diego celebrates Christmas. It is going to be an absolute blast for you and your family and your loved ones if you want to take them all, or maybe like a second family. Maybe you have a hidden family that you want to take out. You feel like you've been ignoring them a little bit. You feel like, especially around the holiday season, since you're going to be spending so much time with your real family,
You should take your hidden family to SeaWorld.
you should take your hidden family to SeaWorld. And that's exactly.
Sources reporting that Rich Ornberger has a hidden family somewhere in San Diego that he's taking to SeaWorld this weekend.
By the way,
It's being said that he doesn't want to be around his real family because he's afraid he'll get hurt. His bash.
I like that you're reading your invisible phone.
I live in Pacific Beach, but I send my love to Claremont. You understand. Anyways, that family
I
four
know
pack.
you're listening out there. Oh God, we should probably just go to halftime and save this.
That's fine.
Whose turn is it?
I
That's
don't
me,
know.
I think. Well, it's my name on the rundown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
I'll play with my techniques and fundamentals. All right, this is as of, well, about 40 minutes ago now, per the Bleacher Report and Jack Curry on X. He said, as we reported on Hot Stove last night, the Yankees intensified. Yep. Those talks have continued, and a trade is likely. Keep an eye on King and Thorpe. Padres need pitchers, and those two could headline a trade. Would think Yankees will part with 4 or 5 players.
Yeah, there was
Sounds like it's getting close.
another tweet this morning from a Yankees reporter saying that Padres-Yankees talks have heated up and that he senses optimism.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. In the
His
NFL,
spidey senses are tingling.
that's right. In the NFL, Steelers quarterback Mitch Trubisky talking about tomorrow's night game. He said, I'm going to be aggressive. He sounds fired up. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reports that the San Francisco 49ers have signed veteran safety Logan Ryan. I don't know if that really helps them out a whole lot, but there you go, Fletch, if you're happy with that. In college hoop, the Aztecs dropped to 7-2 on the season as they lose a heartbreaker to Grand Canyon University last night, 73-79. And in the NBA, Lakers beat the Suns 106-103 to make the NBA in-season tournament semifinal.
Listen, this is such an interesting sports day because look, Wednesdays you show up and you're thinking, okay, we just put 13 to bed in terms of week 13 in the NFL. We're looking forward to week 14 here. So we're on a bridge day, but there is breaking news everywhere you look. We'll get into the Padres storylines in just a little bit. Like we said, we got some SeaWorld tickets coming up here in just minutes, frankly. But we got to do a little red pill, blue pill on a Wednesday, a segment that we are very fond of. And we know that our listeners are because they will weigh in as well. So to get us kicked off here, TD, we have something in the tradition of the holidays.
By the way, listeners, 70470, start your message with team. If you have any red pill, blue pills for us, get them in now.
Oh, yeah. We'll
Good
read
call.
them at then.
That's a good call. Look, if you have to watch one Christmas movie every day, every year of your life, from Thanksgiving to Christmas Day, forever, the rest of time, you go red pill, Christmas Story, blue pill, Christmas Vacation.
Blue pill.
Wow, no question. With
Never
that.
seen the Christmas Story.
You're missing out,
Love
dude.
Christmas Vacation, though. One of my
You'll
favorite
shoot
movies.
Your eye out.
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye. You've never seen with little Ralphie?
Little Ralphie.
No
That's the one with
way.
the leg lamp.
The leg-
Yeah,
oh,
Fragile.
Fragile.
Yeah, I'm good.
Italian.
I think go red pill on this.
Okay,
I
so
feel a little more well-rounded of a movie.
I could watch Chevy Chase rant about his boss at the end of Christmas Vacation on the hours loop and not be sad about it. I could watch highlights from Uncle Eddie for hours on hours and never get to it. It's keep on getting
Okay.
year round.
that is true. I do agree with everything you just said. I'm choosing red pill. I'm going with TV on this one, and the reason is because the nostalgia connected to Christmas Story. So growing up, I watched it every single holiday season. I was introduced to Christmas Vacation late. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm not even putting it in a category of holiday movies. Like, it's just one of my favorites. I think it's incredibly well done, very, very funny, hilarious at times. But Christmas Story, still to this day, when I'm helping out, set things up the night before Christmas, that's the movie that's on. I always pour myself a little bourbon on ice. That's the tradition.
Good call.
Wait till you're kids. Yeah,
Exactly.
sentimental. It's really
We need to
embarrassing.
do like a sit down and watch this movie. We should do a live stream in not our office.
I'd way rather do that with.
You've already seen it.
What? It's full.
All right, moving on to this one. You only can get one for the rest of your life. One of these for the rest of your life. The other one goes away forever. Extinction, red pill, pizza, blue pill, burritos. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, I know.
America.
Yeah, exactly. Because I immediately went, I'd probably choose burritos. And then, like, about a half a second later, I go,
I love pizza. I'm going to go first. I can see Fletch is torn. You're still waffling. Mine, unfortunately, if I can only choose one for the rest of my life, it's going to be pizza. And here's the reason why. I know you could put anything into a burrito, but I feel like the word pizza has taken on a completely new life. Like pizza is, I mean, sometimes they put salad on top of pizza.
It's very
They
true.
put macaroni and cheese on top of a pizza. They put spaghetti. And for whatever reason,
But
like,
that all holds true with burritos.
I guess that's, man.
Dude, I had a beef gogi burrito recently.
You had
A beef gogi burrito.
Oh, like a Korean barbecue
Wow.
burrito?
And it was
Wow.
amazing.
Wow.
A beef burrito.
You know what? I think I'm going to go with Fletcher. I think I'm going to go blue pill burrito because, I mean, I can eat a calzone.
Yeah.
It's like a pizza burrito.
But is that a burrito? It's a calzone burrito. Is
See, now you're getting too far into the
Okay,
weeds.
all right, all right.
Guys, red pill, skinny bin, blue pill, fat bin.
Well, there were some aspects of that I did like.
Right,
But
right.
I will go for you. I want you to last. I want you to stick around. So I'm going to go with Steve.
I'm also going with
I'm going to go with skinny bin too. I'm also a little bummed here. We've run out of time because
ran
the
out of
last two were like,
We got Adam Rank coming up next. We're gonna get more red pill, blue pills coming up later. So don't you worry. But right now, you need to get on the phone and call 858-665-3211. Get a free consultation with this Chloe and Wayne today. From the fine folks over there at sdfatloss.com. Guys, I was buying some shorts yesterday, and within the past 6 months, I was buying shorts that were size 42. Yesterday, I bought size that was size 34, and they.
You went from a 42 to a 34.
Are you
waist.
kidding me?
Now, the 42 was a little big on me at the time, but I was leaving myself room to grow because at that rate, I was growing a lot. But I am back to the 34 pant size. I fit in them. I'm wearing them right now, and I feel good,
Did you
man.
buy your pants too big because you were worried you were still getting fatter?
I wasn't worried. I knew I was still getting fatter, Travis. And it was leading that way until I met Wayne and Chloe. Thank God they came into my life when they did.
I went from 44 down to 38. So not as much as you.
Wow.
Your drop was significantly more significant. But
38 to 38. What's going on? Well, you guys dropped like 10 pant sizes.
I don't know what you just said, and I don't want to know. The point is, get on over to sfatloss.com. Call the number 858-665-3211. Get your free consultation today to find out if you can lose up to 1 pound of fat every single day. No exercise required, no counting points, no counting calories, no prepackaged meals, no hormones, no drugs, no injections. sfatloss.com. Right now, a special offer for our listeners now through December 31st, $200 off your sign-up order. Get on over to sfatloss.com. Start shedding the weight like crazy. TD, what are we giving away?
Let's do a family 4-pack of SeaWorld tickets right now. 844-570-1360. Caller number 7. You're going to get the tickets. Coming up on the other side, Adam Rank. Let's break down what's happening in the NFL next.
Oh, this update is presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports. We're going to start off here locally with the Aztecs. They fall last night on the road to Grand Canyon, 79-73. Aztecs are back home Saturday night. They got UC Irvine at Viejas Arena. Tickets available at goaztecs.com. I believe we promised our next guest a pair of tickets to an Aztecs game at one point. Adam Rank joining the show in just a second to talk some NFL. In the NBA, Lakers headed to the semifinals of the in-season tournament after beating the Suns 106-103 last night. Lakers got the Pelicans tomorrow at 6. Listen to the game on San Diego Sports 760. Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions do apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Big Rich Cheaty and Fletch at San Diego Sports 760. We have a whole bunch of giveaways. We just gave away that family 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld San Diego Christmas celebration, but we still have a pair of tickets to go see the Aztecs take on UC Irvine Saturday night, Viejas Arena. Tickets at goaztecs.com, but keep it locked in here if you want to win them. Also, the final pair of tickets to go see Depeche Mode at Pechanga Arena Wednesday night. Concert, by the way, sold out. The only way you're getting these tickets is to keep listening here on San Diego Sports 760. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. And we've been talking a lot of NFL, trying to break things down, trying to sort out what the hell is going on with the Jets, which brings up our next guest.
The ranker, Adam Rank, joining us once again, our favorite guest on the show. Hey, so Adam, man, we're trying to unfold this Jets story, right?
Yeah.
We've got this report from Diana Rossini. She's saying that Zach Wilson's reluctant to be the starter after Tim Boyle took over his job a week ago or 2 weeks ago. All of a sudden, you have Robert Saleh get to his press conference, completely refute the report, had a great conversation with Zach Wilson, and says none of this has any base to this claim. And then you have Aaron Rodgers. He hops on the Pat McAfee show, and he's talking to McAfee, and he says, basically, I want the person who leaked this story to be outed because nobody should try to assassinate anybody's character. And since lives aren't on the line here, we need to know where this story came from. So with all of that being said, where do you land on this? How much do you believe the initial reporting from Diana Rossini, who, by the way, she came back out and she doubled down. She said, no, this is what we heard. And there's reasons. And she explained those reasons. Where do you fall on all this?
No, it 100% happened. I mean, Aaron Rodgers pretty much put it out there. When Aaron Rodgers responds the way he does, and this is what Aaron Rodgers does best, probably more so than like last minute comebacks or anything like that. It's exposed, like he just blew it all up. Like if Aaron Rodgers hadn't said anything, it would have been over. Like we would have just moved on. We would have been like, yeah, okay. But no, once he came down on the Pat McAfee show, said what he did, pretty much confirmed it, and then wanted a person outed. I think that for sure showed that, this actually happened. And I sort of don't blame Zach Wilson. Like I'd be the same way. I'd be like, why? Listen, I'm getting paid. You want me to go out on that turf there at MetLife Stadium? Like, Zach Wilson's probably going to have a job in the NFL for as long as he wants. Like, I think Matt Barkley is still in the league. Like, if you want to be a backup quarterback, which seems like one of the best gigs, especially if you get behind a quarterback who never gets injured, he's going to be around. So it's like that thing. I think it was Kevin Clark had the best thing. It's like when your boss is calling you on your night off, like, hey, we don't have enough people. You're like, yeah, sorry, I'm already working or whatever it is. Like, just to take the way out.
Adam, do you think this follows him though wherever he goes? I mean, no matter what, if he plays this week or not, this is stuck with him, right?
Well, this and the alleged affair with one of his mother's friends. Like, there's a lot of things that are sticking with Zach Wilson at this point. Like, it's just part of the lore. He's gonna make it to the Hall of Fame based on this. Like, it's gonna be like, hey,
legend,
like legendary. Like,
I don't know, Adam. I feel like the alleged affair is only going to help his case moving forward.
That's what I'm saying.
This might be damning. Adam, if you will, do me a favor and check your phone. I sent you a few pictures here, and it is of the Aztecs'
the alleged affair. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
No, it's the San Diego State Aztecs' new football coaching staff with Sean Lewis coming in. And I can't help but notice, you and I fit right in, man.
We're the
bald
balds
men with beards.
Yeah, well, it's Team Bald right here. How can I not be a fan of the Aztecs? New coaching staff. You got Jeff there, Matt Johnson. A bunch of handsome men. Like, actually, I was going to go hatless, but I was sitting here watching the three of you when I came on. I'm like, I don't want to be the one guy who doesn't have He doesn't. All right, I'll do it. Yeah, let's go.
Hang on.
There we go.
I'm having a great hair
See,
day.
we're good. Yeah, I'm great. I just get the the studio here is much like old Wrigley Field. It's natural lighting. So we get the sun field. So if the sun comes in the certain part of the day, we're not looking as strong, and it's reflecting off my head. I don't have the powder. I do have powder here somewhere. I could have, powdered myself, but I didn't think of it.
We never see the sunlight in this studio. As a matter of fact, we sleep here many nights during the week with just like head coaches in the NFL. And so we all supplement with vitamin D. Otherwise our testosterone would crash.
We drink so much Ensure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a point where Fletch's bone density dropped off the map. I mean, honestly, he got hip checked in the hallway and you sprained your coccyx.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Terrible.
Adam, before we go any further into that,
He's as frail as the old lady from Titanic, just walking around.
That's right. Who just haphazardly throws a multi-million-dollar diamond into the water. Yeah, screw your family, Rose.
We know what's really important to you here, Adam, on a Wednesday morning, and that's that Shohei Ohtani's leaving you forever. Are you okay?
What happened?
He's probably leaving you forever.
Did he sign already?
No, it's not official with anything, but probably he's leaving you forever. Are you okay?
But you think he comes back to the Angels?
Yeah, he's weirdly loyal to the Angels. And I think that, as these teams keep reporting these leaks over and over again, the Dodgers, God bless Dave Roberts, because he probably blew the Dodgers' chance right there. Toronto let their situation out. The thing that concerns me the most is that teams that we thought we were into it, but don't think they're into it, like the Padres, the Seattle Mariners, who just cleared a bunch of money off their books, San Francisco, teams that nobody's talking about probably have the best chance with him. It's similar to what happened when he originally signed with the Angels. People thought he was off the Angels, wasn't going to be there, and then boom, all of a sudden it was the Angels out of seemingly nowhere. So I'm still optimistic. I think what I've heard is that there could be a possibility that he signs a contract similar to what Carlos Correa signed with the Minnesota Twins, where it gives him some voidable years, because right now when he's signing his deal, he's not pitching. Obviously he's coming off the Tommy John surgery. So even if these teams are like, oh yeah, you can come here and you'll be able to do whatever you want, well, they could actually not do that. So I think that there's something about that is really concerning to Shohei Ohtani, which actually works in the Angels' favor. They haven't said anything. They haven't blown it up. And he knows they will let him do whatever he wants. So I think the Angels have a real shot still.
Adam Rank joining us this morning on a Wednesday morning. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. You could see him all over the NFL Network. Buddy, we love watching you up there having a good time. You're a Chicago fan through and through. You're an Angels fan. Two, unfortunately, woeful franchises that have really been struggling recently. Justin Fields, though, is an interesting case. Obviously, there's a lot of problems with this front office, with this coaching staff. Do you think he survives a regime change? Do you think he's traded away after this season? What happens to Justin Fields next?
My personal feeling is that I would keep Justin Fields and I would continue on with him. I think he's shown enough. There's no benefit to continually just trying to get the same quarterback or go after a quarterback year after year. At some point, you have to give somebody an opportunity, a real chance. And for me, when you're looking at this, Marvin Harrison Jr. is a Randy Moss type talent coming out of the draft. We've seen what guys like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase have met to their franchises. So I would want to give Justin Fields one more shot with a team like that. Obviously add some pieces to the offensive line. And believe it or not, and I know a lot of people, and I might be breaking news here, so I want everybody to understand that the Bears would be able to draft a quarterback in 2025 as well if Justin Fields doesn't work out. So I would be willing to give him one more opportunity. Now, a lot of this has to do with what happens to the coaching staff. Now, it's presumed that Matt Eberflus could be out. Luke Getsy probably for sure. The next coach who's coming in, does he want Justin Fields? Does he want to be tied to Justin Fields? And you never know. Like if it's Jim Harbaugh coming in and perhaps he's like, oh no, I love Justin Fields, I want to work with him. Because I think of what happened with Alex Smith during his first number of years with the San Francisco 49ers. Like it just was a struggle and looked like it wasn't going to work. And then Jim Harbaugh came in and made him a pretty decent NFL quarterback. We could have a similar type success there with Justin Fields in Chicago. So I think that using two of those potential top 5 picks, I think the Bears will improve and win some games down the stretch. But still, hopefully Carolina continues to lose out. You use that number 1 pick, probably flip for maybe a spot or two, pick up some extra draft capital, take Marvin Harrison Jr. and give it a go. That would be me, but I would certainly understand a new regime wanting to go with a brand new quarterback.
Hey, Adam, we have about 30 seconds left with you, but we do this game called Red Pill, Blue Pill on Wednesdays. And I think the most controversial question we've ever asked, Red Pill, for the rest of your life, you only get one of these. Red Pill, pizza, Blue Pill, burritos.
Oh, pizza.
Okay.
Wow.
Because I
pretty quick answer on that.
Because I could get by with tacos. Like I would be like that doesn't.
Oh my gosh!
He's a damn genius, Ben. Mark the tape.
He broke the system.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I could have tostadas. Like there's a lot of different ways. I could have it. Whatever.
You know what?
Burrito.
This is the reason why we have Adam Rank on this show, because
critical
he takes
thinking,
difficult things, and he makes them simple. Yeah, he's a critical thinker. He just red pilled us. He red pilled us.
He did.
Unbelievable. All right, Adam, we appreciate your time. We'll do it again soon. Thank you so much for jumping on, brother.
All right, good luck to the Aztecs. I hate UC Irvine, which I know nobody's ever said in the history of this show, but I don't like them. Go beat the Anteaters. They're obnoxious. Beat him.
Yeah. Peter the Anteater.
Yeah,
he's that mascot's so jacked. Like, why? It's ridiculous. It's the dominant. I don't like it.
A round of applause. Yeah. Rank, you've done it again. Thank you, bro.
Wow.
There you go.
That was incredible.
Adam Rank, NFL Network. Great follow on Twitter, too. We'll shout out his handle here in a little bit.
At Adam Rank.
At Adam Rank, that's it?
Yeah.
So he was able to gobble it up, but you couldn't get Travis Dale?
No, some painter has it.
Unbelievable.
A painter?
It's a painter.
It's so weird that wasn't available on Twitter, but it was available on OnlyFans, because that's where you can find Travis Dale. At Travis Dale on OnlyFans.
But weird.
Is it available?
That's where he does his painting. So strange. Okay, coming up next, we have a couple more red pill, blue pill. I mean, I wouldn't call them controversial topics, but they are really, really difficult to answer.
Yeah.
That's coming up on the other side. Also, stay tuned for tickets. We still have those Depeche Mode tickets.
Right.
We still have those Aztecs tickets. So be listening for those. But I want to talk to you
about Travis's feet on OnlyFans.
I want to talk about Travis's feet. Now, when Travis puts his feet on OnlyFans, he doesn't wear his good feet or arch supports.
But you can tell, like when I first started my OnlyFans foot account, no money. I was not making any money. They're like, these feet are flat. These feet obviously have no support.
These arches need support. But honestly, I know we joke, but I wear the arch supports from the Good Feet store every day, and here's why. If you're struggling with knee, hip, or back pain, if you got foot or ankle pain, even if you have like neck pain associated with bad posture, the arch supports from the Good Feet store can cure what ails you. They did for me. You put on these arch supports, you wear them for just about a couple of days to a week, and all of a sudden you start noticing differences. I was waking up, having an easier time rolling over in bed, getting up. My back wasn't bothering me. I mean, to the point now where I spring out of bed and I don't have any issues in terms of joint pain. It's really strange how this process works, but it makes perfect sense. Your feet are the foundation of your body. If you don't treat them right, the rest of your body will suffer. So the Good Feet store has designed these, by the way, made completely in San Diego. They have their warehouse factory in Carlsbad. So they're employing San Diegans to make these arch supports, but they have these specifically designed arch supports to cater to whatever your feet need. And then you walk out of there and you feel better. So if you're struggling like I was with knee, hip, back, or foot or ankle pain, even neck pain, like I mentioned, go to the Good Feet store today or check out goodfeet.com. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, 2 sets of tickets left to give away. Depeche Mode coming up on the show, sold out show at Pechanga Arena, and that's tonight. So if you want Depeche Mode tickets, you're just going to have to keep listening to San Diego Sports 760, especially in the next few minutes, folks, because we have some tickets available to give away. Also, we have Aztecs tickets. The UC Irvine Anteaters are coming to town. And you heard Adam Rank. Woo! Peter the Anteater, unnecessarily jacked mascot. You're going down.
I have to look him up now.
Now we do have to look him up.
Anteater, unnecessarily jacked. He is. Why is he so jacked?
He is the most jacked anteater I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
oh my
he's
gosh!
ripped. Look at the muscles.
Dude, those things should be registered as lethal weapons.
What's going on over here?
Okay. So there's that going on.
Yeah.
Stronger or weaker than Jaden Ledee?
Ooh, Jaden Ledee is a specimen.
Who, by the way, in the loss last night had, again, 24 points.
He's unbelievable. I love watching him play because he's like, first of all, he has finesse. He can score from mid-range. He obviously finishes well at the hoop.
Made a 3 last night.
Yeah, he's got a 3-point shot that they trust him to take when he's open for it. And then on top of it, he's like the garbage man. Like if like there's an offensive bound, he's going to go put it back up. And the majority of times he puts those back in. I love watching his game. It's like old school basketball.
This is going to be a little bit controversial, but I kind of like the mascot uniform.
Get the hell out.
Look at it. I mean,
No.
it's a pretty good representation of an anteater minus the gigantic biceps.
Yeah, well, who knows? I haven't seen. Could you pull up a picture of an anteater
Yeah,
in the
can do
wild?
that.
Maybe they have like
They're actually-
unbelievable definition.
They're really scary looking.
Anteaters?
Yeah.
Are they?
They're
What?
big.
I
They're
think
huge.
I've spent enough time looking at
I
them.
don't really see unnecessarily
Dude,
large biceps though.
I mean, if you need any proof of like design, dude, if you, I mean, what a perfectly named. That is what an anteater should look like.
Yeah, well, it's got to have the.
He's got a
It's got to have the anteater
his
nose.
whole head is a straw. That's
Really is.
unreal.
Look at the claws on the anteater.
Well, that's for digging.
Yeah, you got to do some digging.
I mean, that thing is a brilliant design.
Wow.
That's how it's done. Yeah,
Wow.
look at the tongue
Wow,
on the
what?
anteater.
Wait a minute, they have the straw and the tongue.
Dude, anteaters are gnarly.
Wow.
This is
You know
insane.
what? They should try a different bug though. I mean, ants seem terrible. We should.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, I wonder if
Read that headline.
has
What is this?
anybody.
Giant anteaters can kill people. What in the world is that? I told you it's the end of the world.
If I saw an anteater right now, I'd give him some popcorn.
Rest of your life. Red pill, topless, blue pill, bottomless.
Ooh.
Rest of your life.
Wait,
gotta-
like for me, or am I? Or are you talking about like on TikTok?
I'm talking about always for you. Like
Okay.
you got to leave the house and it's either going to be without bottoms or without tops. Now, I will say this. You can wear your underwear.
Forever?
You can wear your underwear for the rest of your life.
Okay.
You can wear your underwear.
Do
but
they have to be whitey tighties?
you know, they can be boxer briefs,
Okay.
but they can't be like long johns. You got to wear.
Okay.
It's got to be obvious that you're in your
If
underwear.
I'm being honest, since I moved to San Diego, my entire home life is spent shirtless.
Okay.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I don't put on a shirt when I
So
get home.
topless Ben, red pill.
Topless Ben, yeah.
I get cold up top. I'm telling you, like I would need a sweatshirt or something.
Okay.
I feel like I'd go bottomless.
I think I'm with you. So blue pill bottomless, and here's why. Because like you, living in San Diego, I spend a lot of time underdressed, and the majority of the time that's in my underwear. I'm Donald Duck in it, kind of.
Yeah.
So like if I need to take the trash out and it's a sprint,
Yeah.
I mean, before I'll go out without a shirt on, I'll run out the door if I'm in my underwear and a t-shirt. I've done that several times. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I've run out only in underwear and socks before to put the trash out on a day where I forgot to.
Wow.
The neighbors get a show. So yeah, I think I'm going bottomless also.
That's blue pill.
That's blue pill.
When I
Blue
get out
pill.
of bed and it's a mad dash to get my dog outside before he pees on the ground, I take him out. And the other morning, I was in my underwear, and the security guard was walking around the entire condominium
Yeah.
like he does every night. Shout out, Bob. And I saw him, and he's wearing like a big parka and pants and like cozied up because it's cold in San Diego in the mornings.
Oh,
and
I
I
got
walk
a
out
story to
in
tell
just
you.
my underwear.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
Good morning, Bob.
Should we
Oh.
give a code word right now?
yeah. Actually, you know what? No. We're not going to give the code word right now. But coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, you need a code word to call in with, and then we're going to give you a time so our app listeners
Beautiful.
can get those Depeche Mode tickets as well. So that's the way we'll do it, because we got to wait till the 8 o'clock hour to give those away, and we will. So Depeche Mode tickets on the other side. Also, we have those Aztecs UC Irvine tickets for men's hoops coming up next hour. But first, I want to talk to you about some major dental renovations, is what I like to call it, done on my mouth recently. I mean, I had a lot of work done. There was a point recently where I needed 5 teeth removed at the same time, all my wisdom teeth plus a molar. And then I needed some more work done. I needed another tooth removed, and I needed 3 implants to go in. I didn't know who to turn to. The first dentist I went to, who did the extraction of the wisdom teeth and the molar, didn't love the experience. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. It took a long time to recover from that. I was also told that if I was going to have implants put in, the process was going to take a year and a half. I wasn't thrilled with that either. Didn't know when to start the process. Also, I had to go to 3 different offices to get imaging done. And then I was going to finally go to an oral surgeon and then go back to my original dentist. It was pandemonium. So I wanted a one-stop shop. I wanted somebody I could trust. And that's where Ocean View Dental comes in. And my dentist, my doctor, Dr. Jordan Colby of Ocean View Dental, he can give you teeth in a day plus a winning smile. People from all over Southern California come to see this guy. I mean, he's an expert. And he's done it with the most advanced technology in dental right now. He's got the digital X-rays, the 3T imaging. He's got the dental lasers. They use all those on me. He also does Invisalign veneers. He does so much more there. Ocean View Dental, you're treated like a family member. And his motto is, no matter your situation, he can help you create a confident smile. I was having trouble chewing. To be perfectly honest with you, I couldn't eat a piece of steak without having to chew it in the front of my mouth. It's embarrassing when you're in public. It makes you feel less confident about everything in your life. You're worried that you're going to crack another tooth and you're going to have even more work that needs to be done. Ocean View Dental patients, like I said, come from everywhere to see Dr. Colby because his specialty is dental implants, but he has a full service family practice. My whole family goes now. Dr. Colby's amazing. And so wherever you are, whether you're close to the Ocean View Dental office up there in Oceanside or out near Fallbrook, go to either office. You'll be treated like family too. oceanviewdental.net to get your adventure started. Coming up next, we got those Depeche Mode tickets. Also, we'll finish up Red Pill, Blue Pill on the other side.
This update is presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports. Starting off locally with the Aztecs, they fall last night on the road to Grand Canyon 79-73. Aztecs are back home Saturday night. They got UC Irvine at Viejas Arena. Tickets available at goaztecs.com. Tickets available in the third hour of our show today. In the NBA, Lakers head into the semifinals of the in-season tournament. They beat the Suns last night 106-103. Lakers got the Pelicans tomorrow at 6. Listen to that game right here on San Diego Sports 760. Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions do apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Woo! Happy Wednesday to those who celebrate. Happy hump day to all. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you, and we are thrilled to be here at that midweek hump, right? You know, we're all trying to get over the hump, and we're going to cruise right into the weekend. Well, we have plenty for you this hour, including Depeche Mode tickets. So if you're listening in on the app, we're going to give away a code word here in just about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we're going to give you a time to call in. So you need a code word, and then you need a time to call in, and then, of course, you'll be able to win this sold-out show tickets. We are one of, I think, only 2 shows on this station.
We are one of 1 show.
That's it.
On this station.
Last chance
giving
to
away
get
these tickets. And if you're just joining us on the free iHeartRadio app, we sent out a little notification. If you're a new listener, this is Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. right here on San Diego Sports 760. And we are going to treat you nice.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. You're going to love it. We're going to give you things like also Aztecs tickets coming up in just a little bit. I don't know why I'm speaking to you so creepily, but
I like it.
But let me tell you something. It's like a warm bath. At first, it's a little too hot.
Tingles.
Then all of a sudden, you just take a seat. And yeah, okay, it may be burning that top layer of flesh at first, but then you're going to get used to it. I'm so sorry.
And goodbye to everybody who just joined us on the free iHeartRadio app.
You love it. We'll see you next time. We put
it.
out a push notification.
Have a great life.
We really love the people who listen to the show because what has happened, and please follow us at Big Rich TD Fletch on Instagram, on TikTok, on X.com, anywhere you want to follow us. We appreciate it, and message us. Like, we get messages from our listeners constantly. They feed us stories they want to hear us talking about. They comment on some of the things that we promote. So I was mentioning this earlier in the show, SD Fat Loss. We all lost a ton of weight. We've been encouraging our listeners to do the same thing. And I'll find out if I could use his name. But that was one of the most rewarding messages I've ever received, and I'm not kidding. There's a guy who messaged me in the start of the program. He said that I'm going to be jumping in with SD Fat Loss. Me and my wife are going to do it together. And I'm really hopeful. I really need to lose the weight. He didn't go into specifics, but he said, trust me, I do. And I was like, good luck, brother. Please send me updates. He sent me updates last night. He's down 30 pounds. That was his initial goal.
Awesome.
He's looking to lose another 10 pounds. His new goal is 40 pounds. So this works. Wayne and Chloe are great over at SC Fat Loss. We're thrilled to be working with them. It's worked for us as well. So,
and right now, $200 off.
Oh,
so
yeah.
From now through December 31st, they're offering $200 off to Big Rich, TD, and Fletch listeners. So give them a call. Free consultation, no pressure on anyone. But if you want to make your life a little bit better, you want to lose some LBs, especially the holiday season, it's a weird time. They'll coach you through that weird time.
Did you give a code word already and a time?
Not yet,
Okay.
but I'm going to in 1 more minute. So keep listening for your opportunity to win Depeche Mode tickets. I'm going to give you the code word, and I have a good one for you. So we started one of our segments talking about who will be the next president of Ireland.
Oh, boy.
Okay?
Right.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor is going to run in 2025, we think.
I can't wait.
Per reports. And then we started going down the pathway of talking about who would be an athlete we would want to see run for office in this country for president.
Rich Ornberger.
Trust me, you don't want that.
I do.
I don't know. Well, actually, then you'll be in the cabinet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, boys. Yes, we're moving to Bethesda.
And they have that door in front of the desk in the presidential desk in the Oval Office.
That's what
because
you're
of
going to say?
FDR with the wheelchair. But
Oh,
no,
that's
Rich, you can Donald Duck it every day.
Oh, that's a great
Oh,
point.
yeah.
Just
Never
hold
have to
all
wear
your press
pants
conferences
again.
behind the desk.
Oh, that's great.
You are a genius. You know what? Honestly, I don't know what position I'm going to put you in the cabinet, but you're going to have a good one.
Something to do with national security, I think, is important.
Right.
I don't want anything of like importance. I just want a paycheck.
Okay.
Like,
done.
no, Travis is here because I need someone to go get my lotto ticket.
Ooh, presidential beer can opener.
Good Lord. These are all great ideas. All right. So if you're looking for your code word, President Hulk Hogan is your code word. Because because we were talking about putting him on a ticket with Marshawn Lynch.
Great.
Hulk Hogan beast mode 2024.
Can you imagine? I would buy so many shirts.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I mean, that's not
That's
just
a good
like
card. That's a good card.
That's a good card. That's not just like United States domination. That's like global domination stuff.
TV, can I ask you to play the role of Hulk Hogan real quick? Excuse me, Mr. President. Just like to ask, when you're looking at your foreign policy and what the situation is going on globally here, what would you like to tell the world about how America is going to be run for the next 4 years?
Well, I got to tell you, brother. I got to tell you, when I'm looking at the whole world and I'm looking at all my Hulkamaniacs and I'm looking at the fire raining down from the sky, and I got to feel it build up inside me, and I've got to come back and I got to build this army of Hulkamaniacs, and they're going to come with me and they're going to do whatever they can, whatever we can, brother. And I will rain down supreme the United States of America. We will take whatever we need to take over to bring safety to the world, brother. I'm telling you, all my Hulkamaniacs right now, all the Hulkamaniacs out there in the world, you're going to have to deal with these 24-inch pythons. You know what? Before you feel Hulkamania rain down on you, brother.
Okay. All right. So, just one more addition to this, conversation on foreign policy. The Iron Sheik, rest in peace, had amassed troops at the borders of many of the arenas around the United States for years and years and years. We saw how you dealt with that in the ring, but how will you deal with that from the Oval Office, Hulkster?
Listen, the Oval Office, I'm telling you, I look at the Oval Office and I'm like, there are no corners in here. There are no corners like the four corners of the ring. And you might try to confuse the Hulkster. You might try to say, there's no way out. You're going to be running in circles. Well, I'll tell you what, brother, I will not be running in circles. And you will have to face the wrath of this squared circle with these 24-inch pythons as the rain of Hulkamania comes down on you, brother.
Wow.
Mr. President, you seem like you're out of breath a little bit. You've been not going to the gym?
This is how I talk, brother. That's how I talk.
I'm just excited to be here, pontificating from this bully pulpit.
Well,
so the reason we do all this wackiness on a Wednesday is because the Thursday night football game this week is god-awful.
Yeah.
You
know what? Which is the reason why we should segue to this.
Is it Caleb's text?
What's that?
Caleb, my son, texted, do we have a plunger?
Yeah.
Again, anybody that knows Travis Dale, do not text him during the show, because the first thing he will do is read it on air.
Yeah, there's no privacy included with his cell phone when it comes to this show.
I feel like it's a problem.
All right. So,
if you text me during the show, you're a part of the show.
Yeah, there's no question about it.
Okay.
And there's no holds barred, brother. So yeah, we have a stinker for Thursday Night Football. Pittsburgh taking on New England. So we barely want to talk about this, but let's expand the scope to the rest of the world, right? The football that's being played in Germany, in Great Britain. I mean, obviously we have more opportunities coming up in the near future.
Mexico City.
It's been okay. So NFL's expanding its borders. Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the league, wants this to be a global sport in 5 to 10 years. Now, I'm asking this question because I'm curious. Has the NBA suffered as a result of the global influence they've had? And I'm not trying to be like a nationalist, and I'm not trying to like encourage people to hate the global product of the NBA, because I actually still watch the NBA, but I realize that the ratings have suffered. And I've mentioned in the past, like a lot of people, they followed Kobe Bryant and LeBron James and Michael Jordan's career because they were homegrown talent. They were here in the United States from Philadelphia or Chicago or Ohio, like North Carolina or Ohio. You know where these guys were from. You can name the hometowns. You can sort of connect yourself to the storylines a little bit better than, Luka Doncic or I'm blanking on his name, but the Nuggets superstar.
Nikola
Joker.
Jokic.
Thank you.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
The NBA is like almost more foreign players in superstar positions than it's ever been. And that's true. And I think the NBA early on identified, especially with Kobe Bryant, who is still the most popular athlete in China. Like Kobe Bryant shoes sell more than anyone. Kobe Bryant still has posters up all over the place in China. So when you look at what the NBA has done, I think that there is a danger in the NFL of doing the same thing, because the NFL owns the United States of America. There is nothing more popular on television every single Sunday. There are 20s of millions of people watching games that don't matter. This Thursday night football game, we've talking about how terrible it is. 24 million people are going to tune in. So that's just where the NFL's at. I think that you don't mess with something if it isn't broken. And I get what the NFL is doing, trying to expand into Germany, into London. Shad Khan wants to move the Jaguars to London. But I think that there's a lesson to be learned from what's happened here in the United States with the NBA. And that's the fact that the NBA is probably, if not the second most popular sport in all of China right now. And it's number 6 in America.
Yeah, I think it would hurt it. I think you lose the commonality as you start to go global. I mean, look, maybe numbers worldwide would be up. I mean, you're bringing more people into the fold.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would be great. I mean, to watch some of the most impressive athletes on planet Earth playing the game, that would be cool. However, it gets a little bit of that Olympic Games feel, where it doesn't matter if I'm watching Team Germany, who has the most incredible athletes ever. I'm not rooting for them. And now it might be a little different because those athletes would be on a team that you back, that you play, or that you want to see win. But it's not the homegrown, not the hometown guy. I don't know if it really is that anyways, but it feels like it's not quite the same if it's global and not the National Football League.
Like, we have this natural college feeder system to the NFL where we get to watch Caleb Williams at USC for 2 years before, and he is a national superstar. Like, just as much as Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes, like, if you're a football fan, you are aware of who Caleb Williams is. So we know exactly where he came from. We know the comeuppance. We know that he transferred from Oklahoma. We know the coach. We know everything. Like, Giannis Antetokounmpo, name one coach or player he played with before he came to the United States. I can't.
Right.
The Greek national team.
I mean, maybe
you might have seen him play against USA at one point.
Maybe.
Yeah, but like, that's just a speculation of they were on this team. I mean, I don't know who the coach was.
Yeah,
no idea.
I don't know a single one of his teammates. I don't know where he was born. I'm it's just not tangible for my brain. Now, there may be people out here listening to this going, "Oh, this is nonsense. Sport is good no matter what. Doesn't matter where anybody comes from." And trust me, I'm all for opportunities for everybody. If you're a good football player, go find him, bring him in. I played with a German-born a football player. Sebastian Vollmer went to University of Houston after serving the German government as a social worker the year after he graduated high school, because it's a socialist situation there. He comes to the United States. He goes to Houston for 4 years, and then he gets drafted second round to NFL. He had a 10-year career with the Patriots, won a bunch of Super Bowls, one of the best people. Dusseldorf, I've never set foot there. I couldn't point to it on a map, but if he was from Athens, Georgia, I could tell you where that is.
Yeah, but Roger Goodell, is he saying he wants it to be a global sport, or believes it will be in 5 to 10 years? Or is there any thought of league expansion? All of a sudden, there's the London backwards drivers that now you have to contend with, whatever it is. I mean, you got it. All of a sudden, will there be teams around the world?
The London Fannies.
I do think the London Jaguars are going to be a thing. Like, I do think there's going to be teams that have to make that trip a lot more often. I think the London Jaguars will be a thing within the next 5 years.
So then Jacksonville just says bye?
No, they don't say bye. They say, hey, come on over to our house.
Well,
we're over here 13 hours away.
And see, that's the other crazy thing is we talk about league expansion. Well, what happens if it's not expansion? What happens if it's relocation?
I think that there's going to be some of that over the next 10 years. And it's not just a team moving to London. I think there could be movement within the United States of teams.
Dude, yeah, like the Mexico City Cardinals, I mean, like the London Jaguars.
Jaguars moved to London. You better just rename them the Benedict Arnolds.
The Montreal Bills.
I love how much TD loves America.
Go take the National Football League, take a team, and you defect back to London. Good God, man.
I remember the Revolutionary War, brother, and these 24 pythons are coming for you, Great Britain.
This would not happen in Hulk Hogan's America.
Halftime coming up in 30 seconds, but Roger Goodell, he mentioned this because he was speaking at one of the commissioner press conferences. He also mentioned the tush push and that it could be going away next year. Now, Jason Kelsey, of course, host of the podcast with Travis Kelsey. Jason Kelsey, one of the biggest badasses in the league. He says, go ahead and ban it, commish. We'll just do the QB sneak better than anyone without being pushed from behind.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. And on the other side, be listening for your opportunity. On the other side of halftime, I should say, be listening for your opportunity to win some tickets. Yeah, let's get to this. So the Aztecs faced Grand Canyon University last night. A stunning loss on the road. And I only say that because I really felt like the Aztecs can handle a raucous road environment, but GCU provided some crowd energy. They got on runs. The Aztecs lost this game, unfortunately, probably their worst effort of the season so far. I thought they played really gutsy on Friday night against UC San Diego, even though that was a close game against a team they should beat handedly, but they were down with certain players with the flu. They were playing hurt. They kind of limped into that affair and left with the W. This one stinks. They dropped to 7-2 on the season. Grand Canyon University advances to 7-1 on the season. Good news is it's a quad one loss, so it doesn't hurt them as bad as you may think. Staying with basketball for a moment, Los Angeles Lakers won a close game against the Phoenix Suns, 106-103 final in the knockout stage of the in-season tournament. Milwaukee Bucks manhandled the New York Knicks. 146-122 was the final there. So the field is set for the semifinals in Las Vegas Thursday night.
No defense necessary.
Yeah, you want an example of why I prefer college basketball over the NBA? Read that score one more time.
146-122.
Read the Aztecs score one more time.
79-73. Yeah.
2 games in 1.
Dude, that's absurd. That is absurd. So Thursday night for the in-season tournament semifinals is going to be hosted in Las Vegas, the place where this entire stinking tournament should have been in the first place. But it's going to be the Pacers taking on the Bucks, and then you have the Pelicans taking on the Lakers.
You'll hear that game right here on San Diego Sports 760 tomorrow night, 6 o'clock.
Speaking of, sorry.
Yeah.
No, speaking of Las Vegas, I saw that the NHL draft, because it's boring and they want to make it more exciting.
Is that hockey?
Yeah, they're going to do it in the Sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a party.
In. Guys, I might be going to a Vegas Golden Knights game at the beginning of January. And I can't wait.
Wait. What do you mean you might be?
My brother scored tickets.
Oh, cool.
Was he listening across the street?
Oh, damn. So check this out. 844, speaking of tickets, 844-570-1360. You got the code word already. You know what to do. At exactly 8:23, you need to dial 844-570-1360. Not a second sooner. Ben's keeping his eye on the clock. 8:23. This way, all of our app listeners can dial in at this time and have a fair chance of winning these Depeche Mode tickets. If you got the code word earlier, call in with it, 844-570-1360 at exactly 8:23. You're going to the Sold Out show tonight at Pachanga.
I want to go to this show.
It's a good show.
Too bad.
We only have 2 tickets left.
You can't.
Maybe whoever wins will take me.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
we'll
only
hang out.
give away one. No, I'm kidding. We're giving away a pair. Yeah, we're not allowed to just give away one. Okay.
We've been told that.
We just several times. Okay, so the tush push thing is controversial only because one team really seems to be having success with it. Jalen Hurts is a great QB sneaker. This offensive line for the Philadelphia Eagles are great. You just mentioned it, Fletch. Jason Kelsey says, ban it. Go ahead. We'll just keep getting first downs with our QB sneaks. We just won't push them in the behind. And so this is where I fall on all of this. This is hilarious. This is 31 other owners at one point or another getting on the horn with the competition committee or with the commissioner, Roger Goodell, and going, and I'm going to do Jerry Jones because it's my favorite one to do. Listen, hey, Raj, this is Jair. I got to tell you, I mean, we play these fellers twice a year, and this tush push or whatever they call it, the brotherly dump truck, I don't like it. Now this is just, I mean, this should be illegal.
It ain't football.
It ain't football. It ain't football. What are we doing? The flying wedge again?
I wish I could play the clip. I can't because it's podcast encoded, but Travis Kelsey brings up the topic and he tells Jason, he's like, this is going to be really good for the Kansas City Chiefs and the other 31 teams, but really bad for you guys.
Speaking of wedge, that reminds me of pizza. And if you head on down to Papa John's, you could get the Dallas Cowboys combo for only $10.99.
I think this is completely absurd. Give me a break. I totally agree with you, Rich. This take the ball and going home mentality. You're upset because you can't do it better than another.
Yeah.
And phone lines are open.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Look at that. We're off to the
Are
races.
we going to bring up the winner right now?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, caller, you're on with us. What is the code word for Depeche Mode tickets?
Hang on. What do we do?
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Caller,
Oh.
you're on with us. What is the code word for Depeche Mode tickets?
There they are.
What do you got?
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. What's the code word, buddy?
Presidente Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your name, man?
My name is Robert.
Robert, congrats, buddy. You're going to go see Depeche Mode tonight. Sold out show,
Heck
by the
yeah.
way. So
Let's do it.
congratulations. Are you a big Depeche Mode fan, or are you looking to sell these immediately when you get off the phone?
No. So my wife is going on Friday, so I'm gonna go tonight.
Oh,
Hey,
cool.
right
Oh,
on.
wait. So she's going. So who are you taking?
My best friend, who's actually trying to call on right now.
Travis Dale?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'll hang up, I guess.
Hey, Robert,
Next
you
time,
hang
next
on the line, man. Congratulations. You're going to go see Depeche Mode, sold out show at Pechanga Arena tonight. And Robert's friend, hang up. The tickets are gone.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, that's
Look at
pretty
that.
amazing.
I like that a lot. Very cool.
Okay.
Very cool.
Awesome stuff there. Okay. Also awesome. If you haven't already, download the Underdog Fantasy app, completely free, best fantasy app to use, especially for this in-season tournament. I was one player away on a pick'em entry last night from winning $100. I put a $5 entry in, and I was a Devin Booker score away from winning $100. That's how close it got for me last night. And it could be you too, with the basketball in-season tournament coming up, and you're going to hear some of that action right here on 760 tomorrow night as the Lakers take on the Pelicans. It's time to get the Underdog Fantasy app. So this pick'em game is so simple. It's crazy. Pick between 2 and 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on their stats. Watch these games. Win up to 20 times your money, just like I nearly did. It is completely legal in California, fun to play along. It made that game so much more dramatic for me down the stretch. I was begging for Kevin Durant to hit that three. It was double covered and obviously did not. Okay, so build your dream team today. Go to their easy-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code XTRA. Underdog Fantasy will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers have a special mystery pick in their Pick'em lobby. So again, you put your first initial deposit of $10 or more in. They give you up to $100. So you put in $100, they'll give you 200. You put in 50, they'll make it 100. Plus, you get that special pick in the Pick'em lobby. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with the play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
We got a Juan Soto update. Great news coming up next.
This update is presented by Staples Stores, beginning with the Aztecs basketball team. They fall last night on the road to Grand Canyon 79-73. Aztecs back home on Saturday night. They got UC Irvine, the Anteaters, stupid Peter, at Viejas Arena. Tickets available at goaztecs.com. We still have a pair of tickets to give away on the show today. In the NBA, Lakers headed to the semifinals of the in-season tournament after beating the Suns 106-103 last night. Lakers got the Pelicans tomorrow night at 6. Listen to that game right here on San Diego Sports 760. Staples Holiday Deals means amazing savings for the holiday season right now. Save 50% on custom holiday cards and invitations, as well as custom photo gifts like mugs and calendars. Offers in 12/16. Visit staples.com/print for more details. Have yourself a merry little holiday deal at Staples.
Big Rashidi and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. All kinds of giveaways today. We have given away the SeaWorld tickets. We have given away the final pair of Depeche Mode tickets, and we still have a pair of tickets to the Aztecs versus UC Irvine happening this Saturday night, Viejas Arena. You can buy tickets at goaztecs.com, or you can keep it tuned in right here very, very shortly, and you'll win those tickets. Fletch, you got something for us?
Yeah, we'll give everyone the Juan Soto update. I mean, the winter meetings are just craziness out there.
Wacky.
But the entire world right now, TD, is talking about one thing, and that one thing is going to be happening in 2024. Do you know what that one thing is?
I think I know, but go ahead and lay it down on me.
Grand Theft Auto 6, teaching
Yes.
us all to be terrible human beings from
Yes.
the time we were 5 years old. Grand Theft Auto 6 will be released later in the year of 2024.
Well,
But
if everything goes
right,
correctly.
we'll see.
Yeah.
But somebody did the deep dive. So the trailer that they released on Grand Theft Auto 6 looks badass. It looks amazing. The graphics look incredible. Can't wait to play it. It is actually clips from social media of things that actually have happened in Florida that are being used in the animation for
wow.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
Wow.
So every single thing that happened, from the lady twerking on the car to the dirt bikes going through the middle of the street with all the cops all around,
That's all actual Florida.
all from actual Florida footage.
Good.
Even the lady, they do that Instagram live thing at one point
WTF.
where the lady's sitting there and she's like, "Get the hell off my lawn."
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh, well, that's just awesome animation and creative. No, that's actually from an Instagram live video from Florida.
What the Florida?
What the Florida indeed. WTF. Okay, so coming up on the show, we still have Aztecs basketball tickets giveaway to see the Aztecs take on the UC Irvine Anteaters right here at Viejas Arena this week. So if you want a pair of tickets, you should keep listening to this segment because we're going to be giving those away really soon. But I wanted to get into this storyline out of winter meetings, Nashville, Major League Baseball, deliberating, front offices, meeting, conversations happening. Dave Roberts putting his foot in his mouth with the Dodgers because he may blow the Ohtani deal, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
We got an update on Juan Soto, by the way, from
Soto.
John Paul Morosi.
Let's hear it.
John Paul Morosi, quote, "I do believe that there's a chance this is going to get finalized today. There could be a trade agreement in place for Juan Soto to be a Yankee today." That is from our buddy, John Paul Morosi.
So JP Morosi with the scoop there. Anybody going to miss him? I ask this question now because I know that we're going to be living in the future tense, or I should say the present tense in sometime in the future, talking about the departure of Juan Soto. Anybody going to miss him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. How can we not?
He hit 35 home runs last year.
He was the best Padre there was last year.
Here's my only conjecture in terms of making an argument against keeping Juan Soto. The worst I felt after any Padres series was from Juan Soto.
The Mariners series.
Yeah.
When he tells me that this team gives up on games because what's the point, I guess? Are you kidding me? I mean, it was the worst soundbite maybe of the year from any athlete in any sport.
I feel like you're talking out of both sides of your mouth because when Aaron Rodgers says something, you say, I appreciate the honesty. Juan Soto wasn't lying.
I'm not saying he was lying, but here's the problem. The problem with the comparison is Aaron Rodgers isn't that. Aaron Rodgers is trying to come back and play on a torn Achilles that he tore like 3 months ago for a team that has no chance of playing in the playoffs. That's a guy who's going to gut it out and fight for his brothers. Juan Soto, I have none of that feeling for.
Yeah.
I think that guy's in it for himself, and he proved it when he said that. Because guess what? That's not the state of the team you're talking about. You're not telling me about the Padres organization overall, because I don't think Hassan Kim's a quitter. I don't think that Blake Snell's a quitter. I don't think that even Manny Machado's a quitter. I think that guy, look, is he Johnny Hustle? No, he'll tell you that himself. But Manny Machado shows up for work every day, and he's fighting his ass off, and maybe for some individual prowess, but I've never heard Manny Machado say something like that. It was the worst sound clip of the year.
I mean, Juan Soto played in every single game for the Padres last year. Juan Soto was healthy. He was there. He led the Padres in pretty much every offensive statistic you could ask for. Like, he is absolutely going to be missed, and I don't think you can replace him. Whatever happens with this Yankees deal, the Padres are going to be worse because of it.
Wait a second. Hang on, though. What was the problem with the Padres this year? I'm sorry to cut you off because I want to hear what your thoughts are.
Organizational dysfunction.
Right. Culture. All right. So if you have a bad culture and you have a player of his caliber.
You think that was Juan Soto?
Talking about how this team gives up. I'm not saying it's all Juan Soto's fault. I'm not blaming Juan Soto. I'm blaming AJ Preller, obviously. But if you have a player who's going to say the quiet things out loud like that, I mean, again, it's not a state of the team comment. That's how he feels about baseball.
Do you believe he was being truthful with that statement?
100%.
Yeah.
So the word "we give up," does that hold any weight for the rest of the team?
I think there were certain players who you could absolutely categorize that way. I think in certain games, maybe not all the time, but some of the time. But the fact that he's saying it means that it's in him. And that is poison in a clubhouse.
I do agree with that. And that is the one bad apple analogy that you're using, because it does spoil the whole damn bunch. You don't want that out on the field. You need everybody to be out there wanting to go give their all every single game. And I'll tell you what, when you're a leader on the team, and I know you're looking at Manny Machado saying you're supposed to be the leader of this team. Juan Soto is a big name, and you are a leader on this team. So when you're, as a leader, saying, yeah, I don't know, we just give up. We get down, we give up. That's tough to come back from.
There's just no baseball team that is better by letting a generational talent go. And I understand, like, look, from financially, fiscally, it makes sense for Juan Soto to hit the bricks this offseason. And I get that, and I won't hold that against the Padres. But what I will say is this is going to be tough to replace. And no matter what you get back from the Yankees, you are not recuperating the talent level of Juan Soto. It doesn't matter if you get 8, 9 people from the Yankees, which probably you'll get 5 or 6.
Yeah. You know, the trade proposals that are buzzing around the internet, we won't know exactly what it's going to be.
Relief pitchers.
Yeah, but it's got to be pitching.
Dude, like, what the hell, man? You're literally talking about somebody who's going to be a no doubt first ballot Hall of Famer in Major League Baseball, assuming he doesn't get popped for steroids in the future. You're talking about someone who's going to have numbers that are at the top of many different categories by the end of his career. And you're talking about somebody who is here for 3 years, and he's only going to get 2 of them. And the Padres will not have gotten a World Series in that window.
And the letdown here is if he goes to the Yankees, which it looks like that's going to happen, the Yankees make a big headline, splashy, tons of news trade, and the Padres get some pieces. You know, that's what it feels like.
And Juan Soto hits 45 home runs with the Yankees next year.
Right.
We've got to play as a team. We got to go out there, grind every day, grind every at-bat. It's been really inconsistent. Some days we do, some days we don't. We got to do it every day. Days like this series, we just give up. Like, literally, we just give up instead of keep grinding, keep pushing. We've got to forget everything about yesterday and keep moving. So this is after a 4-game losing streak. Obviously went up to Seattle to try to get better, and unfortunately they got much worse. Am I going to miss the bat? Yeah, I'm going to miss the bat. Am I going to miss the guy? Am I going to miss this crap? Absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely 100% not. I cannot believe. I mean, even still to this day, when I read that quote, it's just
You get pissed.
All right, you want to put a smile on your face?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
So something I've really liked since Sean Lewis has taken over the Aztecs football program is how active on social media the coaching staff has been. So multiple different coaches this morning. What was the first one I told you about, Rich? What was his name?
Oh, shoot. I'm blanking, but he was talking about recruiting in the Inland Empire.
But yeah, he was. So Ryan Lindley puts out a tweet this morning, 20 minutes ago, starting off the day right up the road, bright and early, going to get some future Aztecs in Orange County. And they all have this little graphic that's just like Aztecs recruiters hitting the road. I love this, that they're active on social media. They're going to the future players rather than letting them come to them.
They may be going to the future. We don't know. And what kind of car is that? Is
DeLorean,
it
yeah.
Okay,
Or it was
Right.
the train from number 3.
That's right. This is
so much happening.
This is where you really, where the rubber meets the road today in recruiting, is meeting the players where they are.
And you feel like this is an emphasis that Sean Lewis is putting on the coaching staff. It's like,
1000%.
if you're going recruiting, let people know you're going recruiting.
Yeah.
Put it out there.
Because you mentioned this, but I knew it was coming. All these prospects, especially the 3 and 4 and 5-star prospects, have what's called a Huddle profile. Huddle is a website where high school athletes, or any athletes really, can put their highlight films up. When you put up your highlight film, it makes you more visible. How do you promote yourself as a high school athlete? By putting your highlight film on your Twitter account, on your Instagram, on your TikTok, and getting them in front of coaches. So you see on all of these prospects' Twitter pages, they're tagging coaches around the country. And guess what happens when you put it out there on Twitter, on TikTok, on IG, that you're recruiting in a kid's area? You are going to get dozens and dozens of comments.
Yeah.
And if you go look at Sean Lewis's Twitter account right now, and he puts up a tweet pretty much every single morning, the top 5, top 10 comments on every single one of those are, "Hey, coach, I'd love to be an Aztec one day. Please take a look at my Huddle page."
Creating a buzz.
Dude. I love what this guy's done already with this program. I love the way he talks about this program. I can't wait to see them take on Texas A&M Commerce coming up this season. That's going to be the opener at Snapdragon Stadium. They're going to beat the brakes off them.
I saw another tweet today from an Aztecs fan who Aztecs just released their new tier of season ticket prices, and it's a 20% decrease from what it was last year. So if you want to get in, now might be a good time. But what this one fan did, and I believe it's The Last Brewer, I'm pretty sure that's the name on Twitter, and go give it a retweet, because he put out, I took the 20% I saved on my season tickets for next year and I put it straight into Aztec Link.
Oh, how about that?
So and that's what I kind of said a few days ago. It's like NIL, this world, it explodes when the community gets involved before the school. And so the community getting involved right now and being that leader is so vitally important to this next step.
Listen, these Aztec coaches, they're on the road, and I hope they're all in a Toyota. That's all I have to say, right? Because it's a reliable automobile. San Diego County Toyota dealers, I mean, they're everywhere. And when you walk onto a lot, okay, so 2 things about this. One, every person I asked when I was talking about the previous car I owned having all these breakdowns, I'm like, which car brand should I seek out? Nearly to a person, every single person I spoke to said, oh yeah, you need a Toyota. Those things run forever. Well, mine does too now, because I bought one 5 years ago. I haven't had a single major repair done to the Toyota. That is 100%. It's all been just oil changes and putting a little gas in the sucker, and I've been getting to where I need to go. San Diego County Toyota dealers also, when you go onto the lot and you're interested in buying a car, sometimes it's not that day, right? Sometimes you want to shop. Sometimes you want to think about it, mull it over. That was me. I thought I was going to a car lot just to mull it over, just to look at models, just to see what we were interested in and go home and talk to my wife about it. But because there was no pressure, I told them what I was needing. They showed me the 4Runner, took a lap around the car, asked for a test drive. They left me alone. They let me come to my own decision. They said, we'll be over in the office. You need us. You know exactly where to find us. I walked in there 30 minutes later. I was a Toyota owner. That's the sort of no pressure, no hassle experience you're going to get. You're not going to get pitched up a storm. You're not going to get a salesperson who's bothering you every second on the lot. You're going to get somebody who respects your time, respects your search, and is going to give you the information you ask for. And that is at your San Diego County Toyota dealers. So if you're looking for a great deal on a new Toyota, make sure to visit toyota.com. You can check out all the latest offers, compare models, search inventory, find the Toyota that's just right for you. It starts at toyota.com and it ends over at your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Coming up next, it's the bottom of the barrel, the stories we missed today to bring to you on the other side.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's that time of year where you're starting to look towards the new year. You're starting to go, you know what? I'm going to start penciling in my New Year's resolution. And of course, on everyone's list, it's always lose a couple pounds, right? Well, why not get a jump with SDFatLoss.com? And it's not going to be like a little jump, because I promise you in a short period of time, you're going to drop a lot of weight fast, because that's what we all did. Here's the show. 8 weeks time, I lost 30 pounds. Rich, 35. Fletch is pushing 50 here on this thing. It's been absolutely incredible. And they show you how to do it the right way, the healthy way. And if you're going, you know what? I got a Christmas party coming up here in just a couple weeks. I wouldn't mind being 10 or 15 pounds lighter. Well, they'll do it for you. I promise you they'll do it for you, because in the first couple weeks, we were all down 15 plus pounds and our minds were absolutely blown. And guess what? SD Fat Loss is offering a little deal for you, $200 off with a holiday special. Now through December 31st, you can lock in the savings. You can start the program right now if you like, or if you're going, you know what? I want to wait till the new year, because that's where my mindset's going to be. They get it. So you can start in January if you like, but $200 off right now, SDFatLoss.com. Schedule your free consultation today. You got nothing to lose except unwanted pounds, SDFatLoss.com. Saw
this.
Brantley Gilbert. Saw Brantley Gilbert with Tim McGraw.
You saw this guy play?
Yeah.
Ah, sweet. Oh, was that when you were in Fresno?
No, we're down here.
Oh, it was,
Yeah,
okay,
it
cool.
was a number of years ago though.
Good
Tim
show?
McGraw. Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah, Tim McGraw, he can play. And
Oh, dude,
He's also jacked.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
isn't he
yeah.
like a workout maniac?
Dude,
Yeah.
He
It
was
ever
like the
since that
most.
Friday Night Lights movie came out where he looked a little fluffy.
I
Ever
don't
since
know.
then, he's been jacked.
Yeah, he's I like maybe 1% body fat on this guy. He was completely ripped.
Tug McGraw, his dad. I mean, a major league pitcher, right?
That is
I
a
mean,
filthy name.
Tug.
Yeah.
Tug McGraw. Yeah, that's a man's name.
So
Now.
it was a nickname though, as he plays a long lot.
It's Tucker. It's Tucker McGraw. Good change. Fun show today. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. You can check out the podcast on the free iHeartMedia app. You can download that iHeartRadio app. You could download that anywhere your app store. Well, you know where to download.
You're doing a
things.
great job.
It's going to be great. You know what? We podcast every single day. So if you're looking for the show, it'll be up within minutes when we sign off here. We do something now called Bottom of the Barrel to finish up the show, where we kind of scrape the bottom, find any stories that we didn't touch on enough or at all today. And we've got a doozy for everybody out there. TD, why don't you lead us off here?
Well, David Carr is speaking up about the Eagles starting quarterback. He needs to be sacked. Got to sit him down because Marcus Mariota's better.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts sucks.
What the hell is he talking about?
So David Carr, the brother of Derek Carr, obviously was a starting quarterback in the league for a time. He was drafted by the Houston Texans. He holds the single season sack record.
Might be getting broken this year by
be.
Sam Howell.
Jeez, that's such a bad stat to be associated with. So anyways,
wow.
What was the exact quote? What did he say?
There's sound here. Do you want me to put the link in?
Yeah, throw it in the rundown.
We have exactly a minute.
Oh, I don't know how long it is.
Yeah.
So I listened to it this morning. It sounded more like sit him down for the next few games because you can get into the postseason without him, and he hasn't been healthy all year.
Interesting. Yeah, he's been dealing with a lower body injury. You could see him limp after certain plays. He hasn't been the same player this season. You will not hear word one from Jalen Hurts, though.
No,
That dude's a
he's
competitor.
the opposite of Zach Wilson.
Right. Get him on the field.
No reluctance to start. Zero.
Now I can
reluctance.
see them maybe slowing down how much he runs in games, especially over the last few here. You got the Dallas Cowboys next. If you imagine Michael Parsons getting him in the open field, no thank you. So I can see them maybe slowing down the game plan a little bit with Jalen Hurts, but he's not sitting.
Also, grilled ice cubes is a thing. Yeah. So apparently,
China.
there's a street food. I don't know, how does this happen?
Well,
How is it on our rundown?
honestly, what do you mean? How is it on our
We know
rundown?
exactly. We know exactly how it got on
So-
our rundown.
Out in China, it's growing in popularity. Yes, the street food where there are barbecues set up, and they're honestly they're taking ice cubes. They're putting like seasoning salt on them. They throw them on the grill. They try to get the surface of the ice cube hot, so when you eat it, when you put it in your mouth, it's hot for a second, and then it's cold.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
This is the dumbest thing.
You remember
should
the
try
movie Rookie of the Year, where the kid is talking to his fishing coach. He's like, "What you need to use is hot ice."
All right, bottom of the barrel. Aztecs tickets call now 844-570-1360. They're playing against UC Irvine on Saturday at the AHOS Arena, 7:30 tip-off. Call now for those tickets. We will give them away at the end of the show. But thank you, Rich. Thank you, TD. Thank you, Texters. And thank you to Adam Rank, who was on the show a little bit earlier today.
Yeah. Looking forward to tomorrow. We got to check in with our stepmom, our fantasy football guru, Lauren Carpenter. Also, we're going to check in with Bill Barmwell, okay, ESPN lead NFL writer. The Colin Cowherd Show is next, right here on San Diego Sports 760. Go download that free iHeartRadio app podcast. We'll see you tomorrow.